Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hike. We're getting ready for Monday Night Football, mainly because the Bengals are involved. Will Joe Burrow be involved? We have no idea. What we do know is that the Rams have elevated running back Royce Freeman as well as wide receiver Austin Trammell to the active roster. The LA Chargers has said Mike Williams done for the season. They have just announced that he has a season-ending ACL tear, and he is gone. Now, they're supposed to take on the Raiders this upcoming Sunday. Jimmy G, well, you can literally ask anybody. He got hit a lot yesterday. Jimmy G is now in concussion protocol. And quarterback Josh Johnson, yes, that one, has just signed with the Baltimore Ravens. This is his fourth stint with the team and second this season because they actually just released him on Saturday. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. We got a lot to work through today. A lot to work through
That's
today.
putting it lightly.
Do we work through it or do we just push it?
Push it. So push out of the way.
Push it real good?
Yeah, push it real good. That's right. Yo.
We did the opposite of Hubbard. We pushed it.
Yeah.
Man,
the opposite of Dillard.
I saw some
Pushed.
I saw some post game with Dillard, and I just felt bad the entire time I was watching. He was like, "Man, Myles Garrett was offering me tips," and like I was like, "God, that's what I want." That's
Maybe
what I
he'll
want for
take
my,
them.
That's what I want for my left tackle in the NFL. I want tips, like from the opposing player. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my goodness,
It's bad. It's. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Look, if you were to put Daly and Dillard both at left tackle, like you give us 12 players, and we'll put them both at left tackle. Myles Garrett still has 3.5 sacks.
Dude, he was so active.
Yeah, we're all those people that were like,
my-
Miles, he's nothing now.
Yeah, he showed up and showed out against. But guess what though?
I literally didn't hear that, but
it wasn't even just him.
Nah.
It was all of them. That front seven.
This offensive line is an absolute Shiano show. You can't argue.
No argument.
Okay.
But this is my thing. It looks correctable. It just looks like everybody's reaching. Like it's either you reaching off balance or you catching. Like the other team can't be that fast. Like I'm watching the game now. Like as we do the show, it's like they are so fast. It's people chasing people to go block them, but they're already in the backfield. Like
here's the thing. All week we talked about how good Cleveland's defense was.
Yep.
But I thought that the Titans would be able to hang in there with their defense.
Yeah.
And that maybe you could get a shot play or two and then win.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that were picking before the game picked the Titans in this game.
I did.
I'm talking about like nationally and everything.
yeah.
People that usually hate the Titans were picking the
right.
Titans. And I mean, they had nothing. The stats are ridiculous.
Guess what? Those shot plays, like, okay, they could have hit. Even when they had them, then it was Tannehill that didn't hit them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want the numbers?
No.
We got all kinds
Somebody
of
said, talk us off the cliff, please. I don't know.
No. Here's the thing. Like, you got to talk yourself right to the cliff and then you peel back. And then you understand it's 1 out of 17.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Did you guys watch a different game than I did?
No, that was horrible.
Don't say you guys. I can't be talked off either.
No, I'm gonna talk
It's like,
about that.
did you watch
listen,
it?
Yeah.
I'll scrub it here in a second, but we got to talk through this, I think.
No, without
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
Here's the reality of the situation, y'all. Y'all want to be talked off the cliff? Titans and Bengals at Nissan Stadium on Sunday. Titans are a 1.5-point favorite. 1.5-point favorite.
How?
That team that we just saw.
The only thing
Matchups, I guess.
can think is that maybe there's more knowledge about Joe Burrow than what we're hearing. I know that he's a game time decision tonight. I talked to my guy in Cincy who doesn't think he will go tonight.
Yeah, it has to be more than.
But because there has to be more to it, because there is nothing that the Titans showed on Sunday to come in as any kind of favorite.
I'm just reading through. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
The Evident Bait chat is open. I mean, and for business, the Evident Bait chat is open for business. There's no question. Robert, less than 100 yards of total offense. That's true, 94. Karen says, no, just push me off the cliff.
No, Karen, don't go.
Oh, man.
Don't go.
DHB numbers? We had no numbers, Mayor. LOL. Bryce, 1-9, baby. Nope, they will not be 1-9. You know what this team does.
Nope. No, they're probably going to come and win next week.
Yep.
As she takes a drink.
Yep. 60. I got so many words, but they won't come out.
She slammed the cup down. Well, they better. We do talk radio.
I hate it even more because you guys all know that I live with Mr. Babs, who is this, crazy Titans fan who from the get-go is like, Tannehill's garbage, and they didn't fix the offensive line. They just went and signed a bunch of backups.
I mean,
blah, blah, blah.
the offensive line is the problem.
Damn it. I hate it when I am not right in my own house. And right now, I cannot win that argument in my own house. And it is frustrating to me.
JV, Mayor trying to hype y'all up. Bryce says, no, we're not. We're 1-9 in our last 10. Okay, that's fine. Once you drop that losing streak, last year's last year.
Yeah, nobody. I mean,
A different team.
They're 1-2.
Although, I'm not going to lie, I had flashbacks of Mr. Daly.
That's what I'm saying. Put both of them out there. Myles Garrett still has the same game. Like, could you imagine those guys side by side? Basically, it was that with Dylan Radins out there, too. Captain Trips, the Dolphins had almost as many points as we did yards. They had 70
How about
points.
Tua, man?
Tua
Is just like, who wants to doubt me? Who? Let me just, hold on. Here, read between the lines and let me put up 70.
I wrote that down. Remember when Tua couldn't push the ball down the field? And then Mike McDaniel showed up.
Yeah, but
I knew a guy on that staff, and he was like, just wait, man. This guy is
genius.
Hyper-intelligent genius. Yeah, he used that word, genius.
And guess what? It's also with it, I think adjustments have been made, adjustments that need to be made for Tannehill, especially with this offensive line.
Quick throws.
That's it. Miami line can't block either.
Okay.
They're not great either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he get that ball out, boom, boom, boom. He
They're
get the ball
not the
out so
Titans,
quick.
though.
He got the ball out so fast that in the game last week, the broadcasters were talking about you shouldn't even blitz him because
Right.
you're not going to get there. Might as well just drop into coverage.
Why?
It's a scheme.
Okay.
And then hit. And that's what Bully said. And then hit him. Make him not want to get up.
Yep.
And this conversation takes me back to that last drive right before the half. What are you doing? Get the ball out quick, kick a field goal, score some points, give your team some kind of momentum. Instead, I mean, and honestly, that wasn't even on Tannehill.
No,
Did y'all see the stat?
There's nothing he could have done there.
Nope.
That Derrick Henry had to get 32 yards after contact to get 20 yards.
That's crazy. Dude, they were literally in the backfield when they was handing the ball off.
What the hell is that?
Everybody, though. Linebackers, safeties, everybody was in the backfield.
Oh, man.
Like, that's 32 yards to get 20.
Can we? There was
Right?
one point
Like, I
where
don't even want to do no math on that.
That should be 100 or more.
Yeah,
if you're getting 32 after contact.
I won't do no math on that. That's too difficult.
Robert says, here's a stat for you. 0 offensive blocks by the Titans offensive line.
I mean, how crazy is it? I was going to use a different one. How
Today's
crazy
the day for
is
that,
it
Babs. We go
that-
satellite radio today.
No kidding.
Flip
That
the switch.
Just give me enough time to at least build it back up before the next word. That's all I'm asking.
I mean, you're praying for your rookie offensive lineman to come back.
Yeah.
Gotta get back.
You're a rookie.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think anybody's ever said that about a rookie offensive lineman in the NFL, but you are praying that he gets back this week because
I'm not sure
it's that bad.
I'm not sure you don't work your little plan and put him at left tackle.
I was thinking that all weekend, like Babs.
Babs been all over this summer.
I
Pay
will,
the guy $30 million, man, to play left tackle. $30 million.
I don't care. You drafted a guy who played that position in college and did it really well and is extremely intelligent. Put him there.
So guess what, though? All right, cool. The offensive line is bad.
Although he just came off an appendectomy, so maybe
Yeah, that's
that
true.
wouldn't be
Fight through
ideal.
it. Fight through it, Skoronski.
You take him up.
You tough.
Put some Windex on that thing.
I hope it didn't.
Appendectomies, people get them all the time, dog. Let's go.
I heard Teresa Walker talking that there's murmurings. Who knows? You know that this is not official. Nothing that his appendix burst, and that was the problem. Like if that's the case, that's
Lord have mercy.
That's some really scary
Yeah,
stuff.
you can die from that.
Yeah, that's
yes,
what I'm gonna say.
that's
Yeah.
scary stuff.
If you don't get there quick enough, you can die from that. Sorry, it just took a turn, didn't it?
But guess what, though?
Well, I'll tell you, the chat is fuming
I'm going to tell you, though.
and busy.
When we get back, I'm going to let you take off.
I also
'Cause
want to
we bad.
have
We bad. But it's I think it should be pointing. Direction should be pointing somewhere else.
All right, Michael
Slay is
Jackson.
like you do. Okay,
Yep.
would that somewhere else rhyme with Schmanahill?
No.
Okay, well,
it's hard
Smelly.
it's hard to grade Tannehill on something like that.
Schmelly, come on, Tim Schmelly.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
I do want to hit on Tannehill too.
okay.
Why not? Everybody else on Cleveland did yesterday.
The executive producer for 3HL is Joe Hunk.
And he's in the building.
A couple of stats for you before we go to break from John Glennon per Pro Football Focus regarding pass blocking grades. Dillard, 26.2. Radens, 27.4. There's your left
Is this
side.
out of 50, Mayor?
this
Is
is
this
out
out
of-
of 50?
I don't know.
I don't know what it's out of, too.
Listen,
No, it's out of 100.
Brunskill was the best.
No, it ain't Babs.
Brunskill
Yes,
was
it is.
Brunskill was the best at 69.2. So they were 26.2, 27.4, Brewer 68.2, Brunskill 69.2, and Hubbard 49.5.
What's the little game they play in New York with the cardboard, with the cup, with the little ball?
Oh, in the park and stuff?
or the
Oh, there in
the
Times
little
Square
cards,
when they're trying to
What
get you
is it,
money?
3-card money or something like that. You might as well just play that with us. Just hike the ball and just. I want to go back to doing Chig throw the pass back. Can we get back to that? Like, let's just get wild.
You want Traylon to throw one across the field again?
That's who it was. The behind the back pass.
Yeah.
No, the behind the back pass was
That was
phenomenal
it.
entertainment.
That was it. Like,
that was
at least,
great.
At least we'd be like, dang, yes.
That
There's
was like
a
when you
lot
were
of
12 in
people-
the street playing with the kids, with your buddies.
There's also a lot of people ripping
watch
this
this.
defense.
I mean, the
No,
pass
no.
I mean, they're getting.
No,
You
but
can-
guess what,
you
though?
can-
They gave Deshaun Watson a
But
game, man.
Guess what, though,
They
y'all?
did.
Guess what, man? At some, if I'm the defense, hey, man, y'all gonna help us? Y'all want us to bail us out of every single game? What about when we got an off day?
We're out here all the time.
When we do the last 3 years, we done played the most out of
I mean, they were
everybody.
probably exhausted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
why
corners
wouldn't
are
it
just
be?
running down the field and back,
It's
running down the
sprints.
field and back.
It's sprints.
But there
all
are a
day
lot of
long.
people that want to rip this secondary.
And I don't agree with that, man. They done bailed you out of every single game.
All right, we'll come back to that.
And
We'll come back to
offense
all of this. We have lots of things to get to. Here's one more for you. Tannehill with a clean pocket, 12 of 18, 104 yards, 81.7 quarterback rating.
With a clean pocket.
12 of 18,
What's
104,
the sample size?
81.7.
There's no way there was 18 plays where he had a clean pocket.
18 attempts
Nope.
in a clean pocket.
Nope, that's bunk. I'm calling bunk on that one.
Under pressure, 1 for 7, 0 yards, 5 sacks, 39.6 quarterback rating. I'm just
Schwartz.
telling you what they're out there with.
The Schwartz is not with us.
Schwartz is with somebody.
By the way, Hunt, can you go to my Twitter feed and pull Mark Stoops saying that the Commonwealth of Kentucky will drink plenty of beer before game time? They were some of their Kentucky fans were griping about the early start against Florida this weekend.
Is it 11 a.m.?
11 a.m. Central, noon Lexington time.
Noon. Come on. Can't complain. You can only complain if it's 11 local.
Kegs and eggs. We got a lot to get to. If you want in, 615-737-1045. We've got two guests for you today. Chris Lowe from ESPN talks college football at 420. Tons to talk about there. Also 520, the voice of the Titans, Mike Keith. Titans fall in Cleveland 27-3. That's at 520. And then you, 615-737-1045. We've got unbelievable numbers coming at you from this game next on 1045 The Zone.
You looking to buy a new home, but you need some cash now instead of having to wait for your current house to sell? Don't get ripped off or sucked in by we buy your house people so that you can get cash. Call Loan Pronto instead. 615-499-5780. Their Dream Home Bridge Loan from Loan Pronto can help you tap into the equity so you get the cash out that you need. You can make a clean offer on your new home, and then you have the cash to cover the down payment. So then when your current house sells, that bridge loan that you got from Loan Pronto, it completely disappears. I love Loan Pronto. I refinanced my house with Loan Pronto. The process was super easy, and that's one of the things that Loan Pronto is all about. You can get cash in a matter of days, not a whole lot of paperwork, and usually you don't even need an appraisal. So don't put off your dream. Let Loan Pronto help you leverage your equity. Get the cash you need to make a solid, clean offer. 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com at 499-5780. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Never mind about the Titans being favored against the Bengals. It's a pick 'em now. So get in there if you want it. Because if they announce Jake Browning, the quarterback, it will go up. Titans will be favored by 2.5 to 3, something like that. Anyway, Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. They will help you out, whatever your issue is. Maybe you need more space in your vehicle. Maybe your family is upsizing and you need to upsize that vehicle. You can do it. Maybe car repair bills are getting to you. Maybe you need something more reliable. Whatever your issue is, go speak with my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and they will be able to help you out. Daniel Gupton and his crew are phenomenal people with you through the point of sale, but also after with their service department. Incredible. They stay with you communicatively, and they will be there from the day you buy that vehicle to the day you go back and trade it in and get something else. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. 24 west to exit 35. That exit about 9 miles outside the city. Then a beautiful drive into the next, actually the best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. I bought multiple vehicles from these guys. They're awesome people. Go take your test drive. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. The entire inventory is there. All of the dealership information is there as well. That's GuptonMotors.com. 3450 Tom Austin Highway, Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg.
3HL 1045 The Zone. We didn't do this earlier, but Don Davenport is here.
That's Buck. That's Buck.
We got too excited.
Twitch, please.
I had to get
Offensive
into
line
it.
is
Twitch,
bunk.
please. Twitch, please.
It's true. I mean, what are we going to say? I can't tell you there's a monsoon outside when it's sunny as crap,
Yep.
or vice versa.
Is what it is.
It is what it is.
You are what you put on tape.
So that
What?
I got something to that. A little later.
Oh, okay.
I want to add something to that.
What kind of package you got over there?
I got a lot of little stuff in my pocket.
The mail just came.
Why do people
Bro,
walk
Presley's
around with so much
package,
stuff in
please.
their pocket?
Well, that's why man purses came back.
Nah, yep. I'm not. Nope.
It's called a Merce.
Dude, they've been having them over in Europe. I used to get on them. I'm not wearing. I'm not wearing it.
You had a Louis Vuitton man purse back
I
then?
wouldn't do it. That's the same thing as the fanny pack. You might as well
Yeah,
go
it's
back
the
with
fanny
the fanny
pack.
pack.
It's the fanny pack.
They just wearing the fanny pack crossbody. Like, come on, what is that? I'm cool.
Like, I always figured if I have enough stuff to put in a purse like that, then I've got too much stuff.
You got entirely too much stuff.
I need like a smaller wallet or something. I need
Yeah, man.
things
Purse.
off my keychain.
That's how
What, Babs, from a female perspective, what do you think about dudes wearing man purses?
Not really a fan.
You know what I'm saying? You got a
I
wallet.
mean, but you know, do you?
No,
you
do
do
you? It's for fashion and whatever
Oh,
else.
you
but
do
I'm
you, for sure. I'm just saying.
telling you, I'm doing me. And I ain't doing it. Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
don't.
saying.
But see, I barely ever even carry a purse nowadays.
Yeah, I hear
Feel
you.
me?
I've never seen you carry a purse, I don't think.
Give me a little
when we
small
travel,
backpack.
you do.
Yeah.
Give you what?
A lot of purses and
Oh,
bags.
boy, she's got bags.
I know. I need to organize my life.
Dude, look, when we travel, she's prepared for like
Yes.
a safari and an Arctic expedition.
It's been numerous times I
Hey.
walked up behind Babs and say, "You want me to carry one of those?" Like,
Anytime you guys need something, don't
you-
I have
you
it? Always.
always.
Oh man, I need a Band-Aid. Got it. Oh, I need some like antiseptic. Got it. Mouthwash? Yep, check. Gum? Got you covered. Socks? I got an extra pair.
Go without socks.
Babs is just your local corner store.
Yeah, between you and Kirby, man.
Yeah, we can get anything done.
I know. I mean, Kirby will stitch you up if you get cut.
I will say this,
Dental
like
floss? I got it. Kirby can stitch you up.
I knew that Babs was going to be a really good teammate for me when you had first started working, and I've told this story before, but you first started working, and we went to Army Navy, I think, and we went to the airport. Me and you went to the wine bar. Mickey went and got a Happy Meal at Burger King, whatever they call the Happy
That
Meal.
was real.
And I'm like, this is like mom and dad with the kid.
Just go off. We'll meet you back in a minute.
It's so true.
We'll be over here.
We'll be
I
over
think we
here
ate
drinking. See
sushi.
you in
We
a
ate
second.
sushi and drank wine, and Mickey had the Happy
the
Meal
airport.
from Burger King. Yeah,
I like it.
airport sushi's not bad.
No, Nashville airport sushi's good.
I'm about to try it one day.
The people watching at the airport is the best.
You
Where's
love
the
that.
best people watching? A lot of people like to say Walmart, but the airport's the best because like you get all parts of the spectrum.
That
And
is
you try to
true.
figure out everybody's story.
That's you.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Everybody got time today. We trying to get to the
No.
flight. We late.
No, I was going
I'm
to say,
never late.
Slay and
I'm
I
never
are
late to the
walking in
flight.
about 35 minutes before our flight boards.
I'm never late to the
Yeah,
flight.
you're there. You're
I'm
always
there.
It's factual. It's factual.
Watching people. That's what I do. Try to figure out what's going on. One time I saw Hal Holbrook, who's no longer with us, R.I.P., and Dixie Carter, not the wrestling Dixie Carter, but the Designing Women Dixie
That's
Carter.
all I thought. I was like, Dixie Carter? I was like, makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Shout out Dixie Carter, good friend. But no, Dixie Carter from Designing Women. I saw them walking by and they were talking. And I was like, what do you think they're talking about? Like going to baggage claim. Whose fault was it that the car's not at the valet yet? Like, you know, things like that. 615-737-1045. All right. I was talking to Mike Keith earlier about the Titans fall in Cleveland. He'll join us at 5:20, but kind of going through some of the numbers. Of the 26 plays in the first half of the Titans. Y'all really want this?
Yeah.
This is
we got to
painful.
do it.
Take a deep breath, everybody. Let's go, Euro.
26 offensive plays in the first half. 8 were negative plays. That's 31%. 31% of your plays were negative plays, like behind the line of scrimmage.
That's not a good way to start.
Can we add incompletions into that mix? So that's 15.
Wait, that
There-
doesn't include them?
No, That's 7 more plays, 15 of the 26 plays.
Okay.
Can we add no gain plays into the mix where you didn't gain a yard? There are 2 of those. So that's out of 26 offensive plays, 17 of them did not gain a yard in the first half. That is 65.3% of your plays. 5 drives, 3 points. They did get a field goal after the SMB fumble recovery at the Browns. He ended up at the 17-yard line. They went backwards 9 yards, kicked a field goal for their only points of the game. Were y'all like me? Like when he was trying to pick up the ball, I'm like, he's got to score.
Yep.
He's got to score a touchdown.
You need that.
And it would be 7-3. Maybe the game's a little different. I don't know. I'm not trying to sit here and say, hey, a 27-3 loss would turn into a win. But I'm just saying, like, it's little things like that that you know when it's happening, like, he's got to score because they're not going to score a touchdown here.
You got to make plays when you get that opportunity. The same thing for the toss back. That Deshaun Watson just threw, like, that was the funniest play. He was getting sacked and just threw it back.
That looked like something we would do.
Like, what are we doing?
I'm not saying we the Titans. I'm saying, like, we, the three of us.
Yeah. Like, why are you throwing it back there?
It's a solid pass, though. I mean, it was.
It was. I mean, he chucked
It was
it.
good.
That was so dumb.
Like, how did that not end up at
That's what I'm
something?
saying. Like, those
I
are the
mean,
ones you got to capitalize on.
it's not like he just tossed it back there. Like, he chucked it.
Like, get this ball out of here. Who wants this?
What was he thinking?
I don't know who he thought was going to catch it. No way. Like, that's.
It's like, I'm not getting sacked.
Yeah, I'm done with those. Man.
I promise y'all I'm not getting sacked. I might throw it into the other end zone and y'all recover it for a touchdown, but I'm not getting sacked here.
See, you had an opportunity to have Deshaun Watson do Deshaun Watson-like things. Just didn't capitalize.
I know,
on it.
and they were running all kinds of. So you could tell a lot about their offensive game plan indicated that they were fearful of the Titans' defense too.
Yep.
With the number of reverses they were running early, like gadget plays and stuff. Like when you're doing that, you don't think you can just line up and go to and win offensively.
Yep. They went out. They went deep in the bag
Early.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Ron Slay's here.
I'm in the building.
I got you.
That's right.
I'm listening to Pounding Beers conversation.
There you go, Roof, y'all. Let's go, baby.
I mean, to be fair, I was looking at Hunk and I was like, he's far enough away from that button. I'm gonna get him here.
Oh yeah, that's good 5 feet.
But that's the thing, man. You gave this. They did the trick plays, get the ball out quick, get the ball away from Deshaun Watson, get away from this defense, make the defense go east and west, and then all of a sudden, after you laid the wood on them, you took a little penalty hit with Arden Key. Like they were getting to him and touching him, which was great. Then you let them settle in. Then the offensive line start blocking. Then it was like, oh Lord. Here we go. And then the defense, they just fed off their defense.
Oh Lord!
Yeah, like what we gonna do now, man? And it was over. It was over. But see that? Okay, all right. Go ahead, y'all.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Now, guess what?
I'm not getting away with that
This what I'm
truck.
telling you. No, this is what I'm telling you though. Hey, they understand that we got to get the ball out of Deshaun Watson's hand. This offensive line, we talked about it coming into the week. This offensive line ain't good for the Browns either.
Mm-mm.
So we're going to get the ball out of his hands, get it into our playmakers' hands, and let them go to work. Why do we continue to do 5 to 7 step dropbacks with Ryan Tannehill?
So
You got me, man. I was thinking the same thing.
This now comes to Slay's thought on who. I mean, first of all, let me preface this with there's a lot of people at fault here.
Without
Okay,
question, yeah.
offensive line. I mean, you're a National Football League offensive lineman, starting offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You should be better at your job,
You should be able to block.
right? You should be able to
You got
block
one job.
something.
You have one job.
Yeah.
Block.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I guess
Once in
maybe,
a while, at
maybe
least.
2 jobs, right?
Yeah.
Run block,
Yeah,
pass
pass
block.
block. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
give
yeah.
you that. Whatever. You should be able to do it better than what you did.
Right.
So
Right.
we'll put that out there.
Right.
Tannehill, you have to hit your open freaking receivers.
Yes.
I have a theory on that,
Okay.
though. We'll
Okay.
get to that. But first, offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you fall.
This is it.
You have to play called differently when you have, I almost said a bad word, Shiano
It's
for
tough not to
protection.
today.
Well, that's why I kept coming back. Like last week, remember I kept coming back to like Tim Kelly's play call
Yes.
after the 3 first offensive series where they had been sacked 3 times and it ended downs, punt, and his first down play was 7-step drop, play fake. Max protect
yeah,
though.
Yep.
But let me take a deep shot here out of all of this. That's why I kept coming back to that as like, man, that was either ballsy or like, I mean, it worked out and it changed the whole game.
Yep.
They just couldn't hit one of those.
And I think he went with that this game, but so what Babs was saying, like that's when Tannehill missed it too. So, but I think you can get caught up in
like
trusting.
the perfect storm.
Yeah, you can't trust this O-line that much. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like
No, you
okay,
can't
we're gonna
trust
give you
them at
another
all.
chance. Yeah, like I can't give you another chance week after week.
They're like the girlfriend or the wife, you know, that cheated once.
You're right.
And then maybe again.
Right.
And then at that point, like you know.
Help me.
You have to help.
Yes, and that's
there needs to be help.
They are not good right now. I'm trying to help.
Don't trust them.
Don't trust. Like
do whatever you can.
I really thought you were coming more
to not
more
put
than
it
that.
on their plate.
I mean, like they're not. Then like, okay, we know we want to run the ball. We can't run the ball regardless of scheming or anything with a person of the opposite team in the backfield when you're handing it to your guy that's going to run the ball. Like I promise you, that won't work.
It just really doesn't work.
There's some
the play action won't work when it's another guy from the opposing team in the backfield.
So along your lines too, what you saw in the first half from this offense, pretty much what you saw in the second half.
Is.
Why was there no significant adjustment made, knowing that A, your line is garbage, B, your quarterback, I think, is, this might be a little harsh, but a mental mess right now. And C, you saw a couple of things that maybe worked, right? Adjust, call different plays. Make some kind of change because what you did in the first half did not work. And it was extremely evident in that last drive before the half where you should have gotten at least 3 points and you walk into the locker room off a sack.
And you gotta, Schwartz looked like he came into it and said, you know what? 22 won't be me. 17 has to be me.
How about Schwartz on the sidelines laughing at one point?
Because he's seen it. He's seen this up close and personal.
Titans called timeout, and he just started dying laughing. They just happened to show him.
He had a field day. All
right, let's go to the people. 615-737-1045. David is in Lebanon. David, what's up?
Hey, just want to lighten it up just a little bit.
Do it, bro.
Lighten
great
it up,
job,
David.
guys. But, hey, back to people watching. How about being downtown on the 4th of July, helping to serve snow cones a few years ago, for several years, and watching people. Oh, my gosh. And the theme was always, just because they sell it in your size, don't mean you need to buy it and wear it. That was always the theme. Hey, love you guys. I'll see y'all later.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, Broadway in Nashville always takes the cake, I guess, like in terms of people watching here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just stand on a street corner.
You guys should have been at the Lincoln County Fair this weekend.
Oh,
with
my
me.
gosh. Hunk went to the fair.
That's Alabama, Lincoln County.
No,
right?
no, it's Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
It's
you came across
Fayetteville.
the border.
I did. I came across the border. Lincoln County Fair, different level of people watching. But I didn't throw up on a ride, mainly because I drugged myself up. But I did throw up on a ride, which is
All right,
extremely exciting.
here's the thing at the fair. Before you get on the ride, look at the guy working the ride. He probably helped put it together.
Ooh.
Yeah, I wouldn't ride a ride then.
Just saying. We all make choices. 615-737-1045. I mean, fairs are fun. I get it. Ryan is Shelbyville needs to vent. Ryan, what's up?
What's going on, guys? How are y'all?
Yeah, well, hey,
going
we're
on,
good,
bro?
man.
Not people watching, people listening, and I have been listening all day, Titans fans, and reading all day on Titans fans, and I am just fed up with the ignorance and the stupidity and just foolishness to think that Malik or any other quarterback in the NFL, even if it's Patrick Mahomes, is the answer to the issue, that the Titans' problems. And, you guys kind of touched on it Slay, you hit on it, talking about Derrick Henry getting hit in the mouth. If we're going to put all our chips in on Derrick Henry, which I wasn't a fan of because he's a 2.5 down back, and the NFL is a passing league, and you got to have a 3 down back. But anyways, if that's what we're going to do, then let's do it and invest in the freaking offensive line. Let's get some guys that can block. For God's sake, please. And if we're not going to invest in the offensive line, then we're going to go out and get a guy like D-Hop and hoping he can, keep 8 guys out of the box and make it a little bit more fair and get 7, then throw him the freaking ball on first down. Like, it's Monday.
Woo.
It's Monday. Titans off. I'm a Notre Dame fan too, so I was up Saturday night.
Oh my gosh!
Real
quick.
Debacle.
More
real
coaching
quick, Ryan.
malpractice talk.
Fireable offense. How do you have 10 players on the field for the last 2 plays of the game?
No.
How in the world does that happen?
Gosh, I'm a big Marcus Freeman fan. I think
I am
he's a
too.
great recruiter. I think he's a great motivator. I think he's a great players coach. But you can watch him on the sidelines, and I watch him a lot, like body language. I feel like he's got to take that next step if Notre Dame's going to get over the hump and get back in the national championship of being more in tune with the game and coaching decisions. He's got to see that and got to get that timeout.
Yeah, I get that, he's in charge and all that stuff, but like a lot of those guys just turn over the sides of balls to the defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator. So to me, it's on the DC, but ultimately, you're right, it rests at the head coach for sure. But that I was right there with you on that one financially. But anyway, thanks, man. Appreciate it. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. There are tons of people on Zone TV right now.
Hey, man.
There are also tons of people on our phone lines.
Yep, 615. We got 2 lines open. 615-737-1045. We'll be back with more. Derrick Henry, 11 carries, 20 yards. How many snaps did he hit? And that's the fewest yards rushing for him since when? I've got that for you next on 1045 The Zone. It is not ever, Babs. It is not ever. But I do have a date for you for Derrick Henry's last game with fewer than 20 rush yards. Boy, I know a lot of y'all took that game in. You need to take some spirits in. And my friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits can help you out as you progress through the week and continue to stock that bar. Get ready for another football weekend so you can wash it away. 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood by the Publix. Over there in Maryland Farms, you can check them out online, MarylandFarmsWS.com. Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. They're closed on Sundays. Delivery through the Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits app. They have curbside pickup as well. So download their app where you get your apps and you'll be ready to go. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, locally owned. Been serving Brentwood for more than 17 years. Every Wednesday, senior day, so get ready for that. Day after tomorrow, seniors. You can go in for special discounts. Every day they honor the military discount, case discounts every day, too. So check them out again, 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood by Publix. Football season is back, which means game day cocktails from Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. You can stock up with your favorite bourbon, tequila, or have them help you craft something special for game day. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood, online, MarylandFarmsWS.com.
What's happening, folks? Ron Slay here, Superbook Sports. Let's dive straight into it and let's get us some money. How you going to do it? Well, you got to go download the Superbook Sports app on your phone first or visit superbook.com to start winning and riding with your guy today, man. Wait, we won. We won this weekend. Paul Slay was rocking and rolling, then picked up again last night. Nice little win on the Sunday night game. We got 2 Monday night football games taking place tonight, so get into it. You haven't signed up yet? Well, the most trusted name in Vegas is Superbook, and they are right here. So use the promo code SLAY to score up to $250 with your first bet bonus. Win or lose, they will match your first bet up to $250. You got to use the promo code SLAY, though. That's only making sense. So big games coming up this weekend as well. Payback games, too, up on Rocket Top. You better hurry up and get your wagers in. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. You got a gambling problem? Don't call me, but you can call 1-800-889-9789. You know the motto for mine. Book it.
You always have a reason.
We need a genie. No, totally kidding. It's actually Fresh Prince. Girls ain't nothing but trouble.
Speaking of, what about Taylor Swift all over the Chiefs' name? You want
Girls
to
ain't
announce
nothing but
something?
trouble.
Just have her sit in the front row of the suite because that's going everywhere.
I'm so annoyed.
Mahomes is like waving at her from the sideline. Like,
Did you guys see the video of the Chiefs staff like
Looking back?
prior to the game? So Kelsey's standing next to Mahomes. Mahomes is waving to her from the sideline. And then
bet Brittany loved that.
yeah. And then one of the guys was like, "Oh, Shiano, that's Taylor Swift."
Oh, I saw it. Yeah,
and then another
guy
guy is like, "Wait, what? Who?" Looks up. Oh. I mean, you can like see what they're saying, all of them. There's like 6 of them that are reacting to the fact that Taylor Swift's up there.
Like, if she walked into our studio right now and like just said, "Hey, would you like lose your crap?" Or would you be like, "Hey, Swifty, what's up?"
No,
I'd be like, "What's
I'm
up,
not gonna
Tyler?"
lie. I'd be like, hop on a mic. ASAP.
Well, definitely that for sure. I would be excited about that for sure.
No, I'm telling it's slightly cultish.
Oh,
Swifties
it really
are
is.
Every
cultish.
bit of it.
It's
that's,
crazy.
That's what I mean. Like, I mean, I get people getting excited when they see somebody famous or whatever. I understand that, but like, it's another
That's
level
another
with
level.
her.
Yeah.
I mean, over anybody.
It's only certain people I get like that about.
Am I the only? God, I'm so negative. Am I the only one that was completely annoyed by the entire thing and annoyed by her?
Yeah, that's what messed me up.
I'm like,
Well,
what have you been dating 2 weeks? Give me a break.
That's what I always think. Like, okay, you've never been a Chiefs fan for one down, and then all of a sudden,
And
like,
now
you're
all
the
of a
biggest
sudden,
fan in the history of
after
the
you guys
Chiefs.
have been seriously dating for like 2 weeks.
I mean, I get being excited for him, but she was getting excited no matter what happened.
Yeah,
in that game.
I was over that. Like, and then first of all, you from see, this is my problem. You from Nashville? I ain't never seen you in the box at a Titans game.
Well, also, like, she doesn't want people acting like weird like that around her.
Yeah,
right?
maybe she does.
I don't know.
Just want to know
Good.
what
I'm
her,
not the only one that was annoyed.
No,
a
I
lot of
was
people
too.
are
Yeah, a lot of-
annoyed.
yeah.
What on earth can her and Travis Kelsey's mom talk about for 3 hours?
Well,
I don't know, but they were although I will say the videos that I saw, Kelsey's mom was like looking straight
At the
ahead. Was
game,
it Donna?
yeah.
She's looking at the game and Taylor's like grabbing her shoulder and what? Ugh.
She's like, "Guys, girl is so annoying."
Well, Taylor's mom was up there too, so maybe that was, I don't know. Anyway, I
Oh,
wasn't.
family affair.
Yeah, I wasn't annoyed by it necessarily,
was.
but I was.
I was
And
annoyed by the attention.
I
Did
get-
you see what
But I get
security
why
had
the
to
attention.
deal with?
I get why the attention, but it is kind of weird. But like the TV stuff, like, I mean, people want to see, viewers want to see that. They just do.
Well, I was annoyed
It's
by
like
it.
me at the airport. I
Bro,
want to see the crazy.
Usher literally announced that he's performing at the Super Bowl, and Taylor Swift took over the whole day when it comes to music.
By the way, that's awesome.
like
What?
nobody cares about Usher
No.
now after yesterday.
Who don't?
Everybody forgot
That-
that,
Who don't?
Usher
Give me
happened.
Usher all day over Taylor Swift.
I know,
I'm cool on it.
but he's right. What's gotten the attention?
Yeah, I'm going.
I know.
Watch what
but
we're
what's,
I ain't missing this year. We
nationally,
missed Rihanna last year. I ain't missing it this year.
nationally,
Missing them this
what's gotten the attention?
Yeah, of course.
If I had to
12-time
see
Grammys.
one more video of her with her mouth wide open,
Are
I
you
was
saying she's
so
faking us out?
annoyed. It just felt.
Somebody said she's like a
Fake.
dad at the family barbecue. That's what I'm
Although,
saying.
if you did read her lips after he scored, she
Let's
did
effing
say,
go.
"Let's, yeah."
Effing go?
Yeah, which
She did?
I kind of appreciated a little bit.
That is good.
I just ain't never heard her talk about. I've never seen no post or anything her talking about football.
No, because she doesn't care about football.
That's what
Well,
I'm saying.
maybe they've been dating longer than we know.
That
And so
that
maybe
could,
she's just
that could absolutely be.
excited for her dude.
Okay, that's all
I
right.
want to be a fly on the wall on their conversations. Like, what do
don't.
those two really have in common?
Nothing.
I don't know because, like, I think what you want about Taylor. She is a genius.
I
She is
know.
a genius.
And maybe that's why I felt like it was all fake
He
for
seems like,
TV. She knew the cameras were on her.
and maybe he's not. Maybe he's the smartest guy in the world, but he seems like a meathead. So, to your point, yeah, I wonder what they talk about.
I think Kelsey cool.
You do?
Yep.
All right.
I think he cool.
Well,
I think he sells.
I'm like, just show me the game.
maybe.
Stop showing me Taylor all
Speaking of
excited.
Taylor, Steelers plane had to make an emergency landing. Did you guys see this?
No.
On the way home to Pittsburgh, they had to stop in Kansas City. They landed at 3:55 a.m. They had like an oil pressure leak or something in one of the engines, so they had to
It's kinda
land.
scary.
So Cam Hayward, Steelers defensive lineman, tweeted, "Yo, at Taylor Swift 13 and at T Kelsey, we might need a ride to Pittsburgh."
Did anybody respond? That's the question.
I don't know. Chosen _ 5522 said he was cold until he cut the beard.
I can grow that back tomorrow.
Somebody said I sound like a hater. Now, hey, don't get me wrong.
Just because you're something doesn't make you a hater. You like plenty of things.
And I love Taylor Swift's music. I will jam out to some T Swift. She is super talented. Her concerts are unbelievable. She is amazing.
I've never listened to a song.
Well,
what? You are missing out.
No,
I will tell you this. You are missing out.
I'm on Chris Stapleton right now.
So Trey Wingo.
You want to shout out Chris Stapleton in case he's listening?
What up, dog?
What up, C. Stapleton?
Wait,
you've
quick.
been C. Stapleton for a long time.
For a while.
Yeah.
Real quick on Taylor Swift. For all of y'all that think she can't sing, okay, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. I don't know. I'm not going to get in that fight. But if she can't sing, think about how popular she is. I once heard Madonna.
12-time Grammys.
I once heard Madonna say, "Well, there's all kinds of tape out there without her and the digital effects, where it's not great." But anyway,
oh really?
Yeah. I once heard an interview with Madonna where, the interviewer said, I saw where you had a genius level IQ. I think it's 170, right, Hunk? Isn't that where you are?
I'm at 151. I think 170 is yes.
Yeah, genius. So her answer to that question was, well, I can't.
Technically 160.
How do you know what you are?
Because I've taken IQ tests.
Why?
Yeah, that's
I just got challenged to
like,
it. A bunch of buddies wanted to see what their IQ was, so I took it, and they said, "That's a lie. Do it again."
See, that's
so
like a drunk thing,
151
and you
is
don't
really
drink.
good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should all take IQ.
Zero chance of that.
Man, what?
Zero chance of that.
I'm trying to keep my job.
I know I'm done.
Okay, so Madonna is a genius?
Well, listen to how she answered the question. I thought this was great because she didn't know the question was coming. She answered this way. So he said, "I saw where you had a genius level IQ," and her answer to that question was, "Well, I can't dance and I can't sing, so you figure it out."
Dang. That's Taylor then. I feel like Taylor was destined to be what she is.
Taylor is exceptionally gifted on a number of levels. One of them I pay attention to because of what we do is how, I pay attention to people that could connect with an audience.
Oh,
She might be the best ever
I agree.
at connecting with her audience.
So along those lines, Trey Wingo tweeted this today, which I thought was interesting. Who do you think is better at their job, Kelsey or Taylor? Kelsey's a first ballot Hall of Famer and arguably the best to ever play that position. Who's better at their job?
Well, she will be a rock and roll Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Taylor's an icon.
I was going to say Taylor.
He'll never be.
And there's no question.
Right. If Travis Kelce puts something on Instagram, how many people see it? If Taylor Swift puts something on Instagram, how many people see it?
Yeah.
If he was playing quarterback, maybe he'll have an opportunity to reach it one day. But
I would like to see him play quarterback.
Do you think it's weird for Kelsey to be the less famous person in a relationship? How crazy is that?
That's why star relationships don't work a lot of times because you've got two type A of type A people.
Right.
And so they're exceptionally competitive. So then sometimes it doesn't work out because somebody's getting more attention than the other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm cool. Go and get all the attention.
I don't know. All I know is if she goes to the next game and I have to see her with her mouth wide open, laughing and cheering 8,000 times during the broadcast, I'm going to rip my hair out.
We need to break, but I said this before the break. Derrick Henry, 11 carries, 20 yards. He was on the field for 18 snaps. Derrick Henry had 18 snaps in that game.
Wow.
Which he does not approve of.
Right. Well, he's not in passing situations. I mean, he just isn't. And there were a lot of passing situations the way the game unfolded. But anyway, that's the fewest yards rushing for the Kings since. He had 19 rushing yards December 17th, 2017.
Oh, my gosh. That was before Eddie George talked to him.
Straight DeMarco Murray stuff.
Oh, God.
I think it was 80 games ago. He's played 80 games since he had that few of rushing yards. Oh. All right, back to the phones when we come back. 615-737-1045, 3HL on 1045 The Zone. We'll take a look at some of the defensive numbers, too. Next, 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Get your body right. How you going to do it? You need to go rock and roll with KellumStemCellInstitute.com. This is the number for your free consultation, 615-850-4415. You've got to be tired of hearing me talk about how great my body is feeling, especially the joint pain, all of that is gone, inflammation, out of here. Stem cells are attacking the inflammation as soon as it was put back into me. Ain't no question. Yes, the body is healing the body. That's right. Your body, your cells, your solution. Real simple to do. And not just for athletes either. The common person out there, congestive heart failure, lung issue, even from arthritis all the way to asthma, man. You can make it all happen. Dr. Kellum, hey, he stands by his word. When you go in there for your consultation, I can guarantee you're going to walk away with like, dang, the man answered everything I could possibly ask. He'll start asking you got anything else. And you'll be like, no, dog, you answered everything. But I'm telling you, stand on it. KellumStemCellInstitute.com, KELLUM, 615-850-4415.
Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. The Titans have made a signing, It's a name you might remember, as a matter of fact, as the Titans have signed safety Dane Cruikshank to the team's practice squad. Yes, that one that was drafted by the Titans in 2018 and played all the way up to 2021. The Cincinnati Bengals still staying quiet about Joe Burrow tonight, as they are saying that they are still checking on him, and he can be and most likely will be a game time decision. And Jimmy G, Las Vegas Raiders quarterback, got hit a lot last night against the Steelers. He is now officially in concussion protocol as the Raiders prepare to go to L.A. to take on the Chargers this week. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home for the Vols, the flagship station for the Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brett Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Got a lot to work through. Titans fall in Cleveland, 27-3. We got a lot of college football to get to as well. Busy day on Saturday, busy weekend with regard to college football in the NFL. Dawn Davenport is here.
Hi. Let's go.
Western Kentucky, a 3-point underdog at Troy. That was your game. They lost by 3.
Yeah.
Funny how that works sometimes.
Nope. What does Vegas know? Everything.
Don't know anything.
Sometimes Bama's a 34-point favorite, and then it's 3-3 at halftime.
That was crazy. I
They
got
beat
to
Ole Miss.
listen to that game on the radio. Eli Gold, right?
Yeah, back. What up, Eli? Congrats, dude.
Yeah, good to hear him.
That
Glad to have you back, bro.
might be the most homerific broadcast I've ever heard in my entire
I love-
life of listening.
I love
Two games
SEC
on the radio.
broadcasts because they're homerific. I
No,
love
but,
it.
But this is next level.
Oh, I mean,
Horrific.
I thought John Ward did a pretty good job of, like, at times I was like kind of upset that he wasn't more homerific, honestly.
Like I'm a home run.
But I mean, Larry Munson at Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can just tune around the dial even right now, and you'll get Homer broadcast. But yes, Eli Gold is definitely. But, I mean,
it was next
listen,
level.
if
But
y'all-
he admitted it too. At one point, he was like, "That's not targeting." Although I am wearing my crimson shirt right now.
I know.
you
If y'all are ever wondering about that with regard to broadcasters, just think about, like, if you were them and where your paycheck comes from. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but it was definitely more than I expected.
It was a lot, huh?
This is also coming from an Auburn grad, right?
You know, it's funny. We've been all over Alabama. So what did we say on Friday about Alabama? More called runs for Jalen Milroe, and they did that.
Yep.
One read throws, quick screen passes, bubble screens, take an occasional deep shot. To me, Alabama ran the ball better with their running backs. But, like, I was wondering how much of that was Ole Miss and how much of that was out. Because Alabama, to me, looked exactly the same as they have all year.
Right.
Except for going into that game, they had only called 5 rushing plays, like 5 called rushing plays for Milroe, and they had a bunch of them in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that was dead on. But moving forward, and we'll get through it.
Kiffin just can't get the teacher.
Can't get him, can he?
Nope.
I mean, really, it's only Kirby. Basically, I guess Jimbo
the
got
only
him
one.
once,
Yeah.
right?
Once.
Yeah. But Bama takes
Hugh
out Ole
Freeze
Miss.
has
You-
gotten him often.
You had a number on him.
Not in 2023, you won't.
Yeah, but Hugh
I
wasn't
don't know
on.
what you're talking about.
Hugh wasn't on his staff, was he? Ever?
No.
Okay. Todd finally ran the ball. Jace McClellan, I was talking about this, 17 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown. So first time all year they've really run the ball well with their running backs. Bama gave up 4 more sacks. I mean, so that is what they are. 9 tackles for a loss for Ole Miss. So that part of it continues. Here's their schedule. At Mississippi State, they should win on Saturday, but that will be an environment to deal with. At Texas A&M, Arkansas, who proved that they're going to have to be dealt with. You were all over that. They gave LSU all they wanted. LSU, for those that didn't see, had to kick a field goal with 5 seconds left to beat Arkansas.
They had to run the clock out to get to that field goal. Yeah.
Yep. So they've got Arkansas, then they've got Tennessee, then they're off, then they've got LSU, then at Kentucky, at Chattanooga, at Auburn.
That's a tough one though. The way they look, man, I ain't just gonna put that Iron Bowl. Anything can happen in that Iron Bowl. I just ain't gonna put it past Auburn getting spanked up out of there.
Yep.
Especially at home.
Also,
Yeah,
Clemson.
but they have no offense.
Yeah, no, they don't. But man, Bama look bad.
Yeah.
Like Milroe will give you the ball, and like he'll do some
Nick
good
Saban
stuff
was
too.
so
He'll do some
frustrated.
good stuff, but he'll throw it right to you.
I mean, directly to you.
Because he's throwing that read.
Yeah, like it's
So if you happen to be there, you're going to get it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Also, Clemson. Florida State with the overtime win against Clemson. Now, Clemson is 2-2. They're 0-2 in the ACC.
That was a good game.
Dabo needed that one, man.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get it down the stretch. They kicked a field goal, didn't get it. Goes to overtime. We've got point spreads for you. Kentucky, by the way, is favored over Florida. Florida struggled with Charlotte. Tennessee's going to look back at that one and go, damn it.
I'm gonna look back
doubt.
at TC. TC, when we were waiting your call, Hunk has the phone line 615-737-1045. Called in and told me we were nuts. TC said they would beat Charlotte not by the 28, but would hit 33. Wrote that down, TC.
You did write it down. I was watching you read that.
We'll be waiting on you, brother. Sure waiting on you.
You
How
want to talk
crazy
about
me and Yoral are.
legit receipts right there.
Oh, I couldn't. Ooh, yes. Come on, buddy. Pick your phone up. Know it works.
I guess I could do this now. Florida at Kentucky. Kentucky a 2.5-point favorite. LA 11 a.m. on ESPN. Do you have this cut from Mark Stoops? Huh? Oh, he's on the phone. Texas A&M at Arkansas. They were talking about Kentucky fans are upset that the game's at 11. It's noon Eastern at Kentucky, but the 11 o'clock game here, Central Time. But Kentucky fans were griping about it because they want time to get lubed up.
Yeah.
All SEC
Plus,
fan
it's
bases.
Kentucky, Florida, and I'm
it's
sorry,
been a good one the
Kentucky,
last
Florida
3 years.
Kentucky, Florida has been a good one. Well, not for Kentucky
Yeah.
in the past, but it's that rivalry is seriously underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm going to take Kentucky.
I'm going to look up that number. So anyway, no SEC fan base wants that 11 a.m. kick because they want to tailgate. Like that's part of our culture, right?
Yep.
As SEC people. You've got this soundbite of Mark Stoops talking about his fan base and the early start time.
I have great confidence in the people of Kentucky that can get up very early and pound some beers. Why would you disrespect this great state and the great people of it? You know?
You're going to have them people ready to go to.
Pound some beers. He's got great confidence in his fan base.
Yeah. Leary, I watched that game against them and Vandy. Good job, Vandy, covering for me. But
Backdoor.
yeah, Leary look a little comfortable, man. He looks a little comfortable for Kentucky. I think I think it's gonna be some problems when the Gators come up at Lexington, man. I'm probably ride with Kentucky on that. Ray Davis, boy, she plays motivated.
Okay, I was counting. No, you're just going to keep going. Dawn made a great point.
Facts.
Dawn made a great point about Kentucky, Florida. So Florida had won 31 games in a row against Kentucky. Mm-hmm. It's now 3-2 in the last 5 Kentucky, and they're favored in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And those games are always close, and there's always some big controversial play at some point in the game. I feel like it just has to be that way for Kentucky, Florida. You know?
And here's the thing about Kentucky. Sometimes they get out Jimmy'd and Joe'd by people, but Mark Stoops always has that team ready to fight, and it doesn't matter who they're playing. Mm-hmm. So Kentucky by 2.5 in that one. Texas A&M at Arkansas, A&M by 7, 11 a.m. SEC Network. Georgia, number 1 in the country, had some
A&M at Arkansas?
A&M at Arkansas. A&M by 7 on the road at Arkansas. Georgia was 28-14 with UAB. At one point, they ended up pulling away, but that was second quarter. Anyway, Georgia,
those
number 1.
Those are hard. They've got Auburn next week.
Georgia, number 1 in the country, at Auburn. Georgia by 14.5, 2:30 CBS.
I think that's nice.
Arlington. Yep. It's a neutral site game. Texas A&M, Arkansas, my bad.
Oh, neutral site game. I got you.
They always play at AT&T.
Thank you, Slay. 23, Missouri at Vanderbilt. Missouri by 13.5. 3 o'clock SEC Network. That's the same line the Kentucky game was. 13, LSU at Ole Miss. LSU a 3-point favorite. Market overreacting to the Arkansas game, maybe?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Ole Miss, man. I've watched every game they've played this year. And it's funny because, like, they'll put up points in spurts. They didn't, obviously, against Alabama. But both of their previous games, they struggled before pulling away late and covering. But
I don't believe in them.
Right, so I may be looking at LSU -3 there. At Ole Miss, 5 o'clock ESPN. South Carolina at number 21, Tennessee. Tennessee a 12.5-point favorite, 6:30 SEC Network. Of course, South Carolina won.
Did that open 12.5?
11.5.
Okay.
Hey, bring all your little chickens too, and your little hens and all that. We
Your
want them all.
hens?
Yeah,
You
we
want the
them
hens
all.
too?
We want them all. Don't leave none of the little birds.
South Carolina's quarterback, Spencer Rattler, last year against Tennessee, 30 of 37, 438 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, but you know what Josh Heupel says?
Yeah, it's a new week every week. It's a new year too. Last year they were more physical than us. They competed harder than we did on that night. We didn't handle the environment the right way. Those were lessons that had to continue to move forward with us as a program. But last year has nothing to do with this week. Last week has nothing to do with this week. The previous play has nothing to do with the next one, man. We got to focus on our preparation and be ready to have a great competitive spirit for 4 quarters.
So don't be pulling the whole revenge card out of your pockets. Josh Heupel says no, Slay.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody in that facility will talk about last year.
It ain't even for the players. It's for the fans. Y'all saw what they did last year? Man, that ought to be. Whoa!
You want to know more?
Night game, top blown off.
They had 10 drives, South Carolina did. They scored touchdowns on 9 of them.
Oh, he was dealing.
9.
That's what he was doing. Willing and dealing.
10.
But you know what though, y'all?
To catch a 9er.
Give me that South Carolina offensive line in Neyland at night with the crowd
with
rolling.
the alternate black jerseys, I think. Isn't that coming?
Yeah, it's got to be right there at the door. Give me all that. Give me all. I activate dark mode right now. Tell you. Give me all that, boy. They're going to be in trouble.
Okay, so for those that don't know, when Tennessee goes dark mode, Slay puts his phone on dark mode the entire week.
Yeah, everything dark. I'm the Dark Knight.
I'm old. I can't see when I'm in dark mode.
I'm wearing all black all week. I got to buy some new clothes.
You got Duke Blue on today. It's looking very good.
How about Duke? Duke gets game day for the first time ever this week. They've got Notre Dame coming in.
And Elko he's going to be great.
They're going to be rocking and rolling, I bet to it.
Elko is his name's already popping up for jobs that aren't even open.
Mm-hmm. He got big boys rolling, man. Like, dude.
He does. All right, when we come back, we'll talk more college football. Chris Lowe from ESPN next on 104.5 The Zone. Y'all need to Dawn said Twitch, please. Y'all need to get that lawn going, man. Just because we're rolling out of summer, heading into fall, you need to know what to do to keep that lawn stable. And my guys at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply can help you out. DickensSupply.com is the website. My guy Trey Hartsook is here with more. Trey, what's up?
Hey, bro, what's going on, man? I'll tell you what, it is fall here. It's beautiful outside. Would like a little rain here, though. But had a customer ask this morning, they said, Trey, what is the difference between what you guys are selling me and what I can just go buy at Lowe's? Well, at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, we don't shy away from quality. Our grass seed that we sell here is made for here in the Middle Tennessee area. We've tested it. We know that it works. It's brown patch resistant, which means you're not going to get fungus as much. Also, weed resistant. Anything that we sell grass seed-wise, our weed percentage is 0. That's a lot of stuff that you need to look at when you're buying grass seed. A lot of people don't know that. But here at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, we sell Blue Tag certified grass seed that is high germination. It's going to work because we all know people have tried a lot of stuff, went to the box store, grabbed this, grabbed that, doesn't work. What we do here works 100% of the time. So if you got any questions and need answers, because you go to a box store, you ask questions, they're not going to know about turf grass. Here at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, we have experts at every single location that can help you get your lawn established, get it up, and keep it green throughout the year. Fall is the time to get it done. Stop in to see us conveniently located all over Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Cool Springs, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lamar, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
What's happening, man? I got to get the weight off of me. How would you do it? I know how I did it. You can follow me too, Awaken 180. That's the journey I went on. That's the journey I'm still on because it is a weight loss journey for life. Not just some quick, 3 weeks and I'm out of it and then you gain the weight again. No, not this right here. That's not how it works. No, not at all. Awaken 180, they're going to lean with you. You get your own coach. You get a personalized coach hitting you up weekly to make sure you're on top of what you're supposed to be doing as far as eating, staying ready, making sure you got all of your products in your mail that's coming to you, and making sure you get free support for life, even when you reach your ideal weight. I'm in the maintenance part of the program, and yes, it is still going good. I haven't put any pounds back on. Maybe I lied. I'll probably put a pound on. But who's counting? I'm not counting. Still look good. Sexy's back. So you need to get it back as well. Get your friends to talking about you. Follow my lead in controlling the weight, man. Everybody else is doing it. Why wouldn't you? 844-346-1800. Get your consultation today or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Dark mode. Little baby. 615-737-1045, always the number. This segment, though, we're going to talk college football with Chris Lowe from ESPN. Chris, what's up? How are you, man?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing well.
As always.
Doing well. Thanks for hopping on. A great Saturday of college football. Let's start nationally. Ohio State gets the win at Notre Dame 17-14. The winning touchdown comes with 1 second left, so a lot of people watching for various different reasons were completely fine with Notre Dame losing by 2 or Ohio State winning by 2, but they put 1 second back on the clock. The point spread was 2.5. They kicked the extra point. It goes to 3, and the money flipped. Not that anybody cares about that. But fireable offense on defense, 10 players on the field for Notre Dame on those last 2 plays. That's crazy.
Yeah, and Marcus Freeman talked about that today with the media and tried to explain himself, and so they put some different things in place to make sure that doesn't ever happen again. But, yeah, that's the kind of thing in that type of game that it just can't happen. You're exactly right. And Marcus is still a young coach, second year as a head coach at Notre Dame. But, in that high profile of a stage and everybody watching, you got a chance to beat those guys. It led most of the way. That's one of those things. If this season starts to go south, or let's say that's the only game, or maybe one other game they lose, it could potentially been a playoff game, and that's the game that sort of cost them. I can promise you that ain't going away anytime soon. People are going to keep bringing that up.
You would think that somebody in the booth would be counting players on every play and then get in the headset if something was off. Like, hey, call timeout or something. You know what I mean?
Like, why does that left side look like it's so able to –
I mean, literally the game-winning run came with 3 offensive linemen going at 2 defenders.
Right. One play is – you're talking about 2 different plays, so it's not just a one-time type deal.
Right.
Which makes it even more egregious that happens. Those things coaches get paid more money than they probably should. I think we all would agree that. And when those type of things happen, just like in any profession in the world, that's the kind of thing that you start talking about fireable offenses. And I'm not saying you fire Marcus Freeman.
Oh, I'm not either.
But certainly in any walk of life, if you're an attorney, if you're an air traffic controller,
oh Lord,
there's just some things that you have to do every single time, and that's the kind of thing whether you have someone that has to do that, is supposed to be doing that, watching for that. There's got to be checks and balances in place for that type of thing. Just can't happen.
Florida State takes out Clemson 31-24 in overtime. FSU, the team to beat in the ACC. They play at Duke October 21st and Miami on November 11th. And the other side of that, Chris, before you answer through this, that was one that Dabo needed, man. They're 2-2. They're 0-2 in the ACC. They haven't lost more than 3 games in a season since 2011, and they've got a tough schedule.
Yeah, they do. And I had Florida State number 1 this week in my poll. I think they've done more than anybody to this point, to beat LSU at a neutral site, to go to Clemson and win. And I know some people may say that this is not Clemson in 2018 and 2016, but it's still Clemson. That's a really tough place to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to battle back the way they did, that got them number 1. Now, you're right. The schedule, I think the schedule is very manageable for Florida State going forward. As for Clemson, you're right. They had them. They led the whole game. They had the crowd, into it the whole game and just could not finish the game. And when you look at Clemson going back to the latter part of last year, the better teams they played, or the nationally ranked teams, the better teams, they have not won. And that's not a good sign for Dabo Swinney or anybody at Clemson. I can promise you he's hearing it. He's going to hear about being too stubborn, not changing, not evolving. And, again, Dabo's not a guy who's easily swayed, but they are not what they were. I think people have said that about Alabama as well, but Alabama was able to gut one out Saturday, which is where I was in Tuscaloosa. But, no, this is not the same Clemson. And when you look at Clemson's teams that won the national titles in 16 and 18, they had, 2 NFL quarterbacks. They had generational talent on types of defensive talent on that side of the ball, and they had big-time playmakers. I'm talking about receivers, like Justin Ross and those kind of cats. That you don't see those kind of guys on this team. And it's not to say that they won't get it back, but right now they have dipped from where they were during their national championship seasons.
CeeLo, we just talked about the schedule looming ahead for Alabama. Do you think that they can get in order and try to make a push to even forget national championship conversation, just to push for the West, though, with Milroe being the quarterback?
Yeah, Slade, I was there at the game and spent a couple days. Bam, I had a chance to watch them practice. They are not what Alabama has been. I'll be the first to say that. You know, Milroe played poorly in the first half, but Alabama played poorly in the first half. That was a sloppy first half, really, by both teams Saturday. And then Alabama, to its credit, came back and defensively just completely smothered Ole Miss in the second half. And Milroe made some plays. He played better. Here's my take on the SEC West. You know, I don't think there's a team that is just heads and shoulders above anybody else on that side. I mean, you look at and I'll give you an example. Look at that Arkansas LSU game Saturday night. That was a great football game. You know, and that game, to me, sort of epitomizes what the West is going to be this year, the rest of the way. There's going to be teams beating on each other, beating up on each other. There's going to be some cannibalism, I think, some teams that aren't supposed to win that do win. Now, Arkansas didn't win that game, but boy, they were darn close. I think you're going to see that type of season this year in the West. So, yeah, I think Alabama can still win the West. I don't think they're going to go unbeaten. Right. I'd be very surprised if anybody on that side of the division, or certainly on the West, is unbeaten. But I do think they've still got the horses to do it, and they don't have an easy schedule. They do get Tennessee and LSU at home. That helps the fact that that's Bryant Denny. But they got to go to Texas A&M in 2 weeks in a game that I think got a chance to be really intriguing.
Definitely that. Also at Auburn and Arkansas at home. So, yeah, I mean, I just think, like, the way Alabama is set up right now and the issues they have with offensive line and quarterback, that basically every game is kind of a 50-50 game with them. But they do know how to win games, so there's that. Chris Lowe with us from ESPN, at CeeLo ESPN on X.
All right, let's talk a little bit Tennessee Volunteers because I think the fan base is a little worried about what they saw on Saturday and really what they've seen the last 2 weeks, CeeLo.
Well, and I understand that. I mean, that Florida loss, and I saw a little bit of that Florida-Charlotte game Saturday. The Gators looked really, really mediocre, very pedestrian at best. And I think for Tennessee fans, they see that and think, oh, gosh, here's a team that gets in the red zone against Charlotte. They can't score. They're having to kick field goals, and they just beat our butt a week earlier. So I get it. I get the frustration. Tennessee did not play well against Austin Peay. They shut it down in the third quarter the other night against UTSA. That's the type of thing in the SEC. You shut it down in one quarter, you get beat. That's enough to beat you, whether it's South Carolina, whether it's A&M, whether it's anybody. I think this game Saturday, Dawn, for both teams, for both the Gamecocks and the Vols, very much a swing game. Carolina's already lost twice, one of those in the SEC. The winner of this game, to me, stays alive as far as being a factor in the East. The loser, I don't know that it's going to go well for them. Because you look at Tennessee's schedule, think about the complexion of the season for Tennessee if they win this game versus losing it. Because you lose it, you got a week off, then A&M comes to your place. And you know what that week's going to be like around Knoxville, especially if they don't play well on offense. I don't think Milton's 100%. You know, he had that awkward deal in the first half, did not play as well in the second half, had a sleeve or a brace on. There's a picture out there of him at a medical center, I assume, getting some type of MRI. That's not that unusual, you know, when you have an injury like that, to go get it checked out, to go have further testing. Josh Heupel said today he anticipates him playing. I'll say this about Josh, and this is not – I'm not dissing Josh. Josh is never very forthcoming about injuries. And he's not the only coach that's like that. You know, but he's not a guy who's going to give you, you know, every detail of what's going on. And sometimes will purposely be vague about injuries. I do not think Joe Milton's 100% right now. And you notice Josh said, yeah, we anticipate him playing. Well, he said that now a couple weeks about Cooper Mays, and Cooper Mays has not played. I think this is a pretty beaten-up Tennessee football team to this point. And a lot of guys get injured. I think the running back's got a bit of a head injury, Jalen. And so we'll see where they are. Yeah, Jalen Wright. I think we'll see where they are come Saturday against a quarterback in Spencer Rattler, who maybe is not getting the pub that said Jaden Daniels or some people are getting. he's playing about as well as anybody in the SEC right now.
No doubt.
I just don't know that his line can hold up. They're playing 2 true freshmen. The Gamecocks are in their offensive line. They have not been able to run the ball very well. If they cannot run the ball against Tennessee in that environment at night, I think the Vols win the game.
Yeah, and that's going to be important too. And the offensive line is obviously the problem for Spencer Rattler because he can move the ball up and down the field. The problem is if they have a 6, 7, 8 play drive, one of those plays is going to result in like a 12-yard loss on a sack and totally kill it. That's the problem. And obviously played well against Tennessee last year. How about that Arkansas LSU game? You mentioned it. LSU got all they wanted, and I thought last week LSU's the best team in the SEC. But as you pointed out, you just don't know week to week what's going to happen. And credit to Arkansas. Tigers get a 20-yard field goal with 5 seconds left to win it. That was a heck of a football game. That Slade's guy, KJ Jefferson, over there for Arkansas, ended up with 2 interceptions, but one of them was on the last play of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a dog. He is a tough kid who's played a lot of football. You watch him play in that type of game. Nobody thought Arkansas would be in that game. And you could tell that the Arkansas players rallied around his confidence. And that, again, that is, I think in a lot of ways, that sort of crystallizes what we're going to see in the West, as I said a minute ago, the rest of this year. LSU has to go to Ole Miss this weekend. I think that's going to be a tough game for the Tigers. And then they go to Missouri. Missouri that sort of, look those first couple of weeks like, they're not that good. Well, all of a sudden, they look a little bit better. So I think those are two straight weeks that on the road that LSU is going to be tested. And I think when you look at they come back and they still got to play Alabama and still have A&M at the end of the season, I'm not going to predict that everybody in the West has 2 losses, Brent, but I would not be shocked if everybody in the West has 2 losses when it's all said and done.
Give me your sense as to where Vanderbilt is. Obviously, the loss to Kentucky, but A.J. Swan really struggled in that football game with 3 interceptions, 16 of 40. Where are we with the Commodores?
Well, if they're having to throw the football, and you could probably say this about a lot of teams, not just the Commodores, if they're every game having to throw the football 40 and 45 times a game, then they're not going to have much chance to beat anybody in the SEC. You just cannot put that much on your quarterback every game and just not be able to run the football. It's just too taxing. I mean, you guys have watched enough in the SEC, and I think he's really talented. I think he's got some talented receivers. But when you're throwing the football that many times, and I think probably that week before, losing the way they did at UNLV took a lot out of them. They were in the game, or at least had chances, or against Wake Forest. So you have back-to-back games on the road, and you come back against Kentucky. And as you said, you're throwing the ball that many times and not completing many of them. They've got a really tough stretch coming up too. You've got Missouri at home, and you got at Florida, and you got Georgia and Ole Miss. I think the Wake Forest and UNLV games, to me, even before the season back in August, when I looked at Vanderbilt's schedule, if they were going to be able to improve on what they did last year. And hey, listen, to their credit, Clark Lee's credit, they played a lot better the last 2, 3, 4 weeks of the schedule last year. But this year, I felt like for them to build some momentum, they needed to win at least 3 of their first 4 games. They needed to beat a UNLV and or Wake Forest and play well. And then you had Kentucky coming to their place to open the SEC season. I felt like Vanderbilt really needed to build some momentum in those 3 games, and they were unable to do so.
CeeLo, going out west real quick, man. Coach Prime, will he be able to recover from these next 2 weeks with him playing Oregon at Oregon now, USC coming to Colorado? Like, will they be able to lick the wounds and kind of be okay? Or will this all come crashing down for a second?
Oh, I think Prime's going to be fine. Listen, man, he's been a master, Slay, at marketing that program. Mm-hmm. He really has. And the way that they're going to be able to recruit coming out of this season, regardless of what happens the rest of the way, they'll recruit at a level that Colorado probably hasn't recruited at since Bill McCartney was there, in the early 90s. And
people are like, who? They did win a share of the national title in 1990.
Nobody knows who Bill McCartney. I'm showing my age. Nobody knows who Bill McCartney. I'll say this. Brent will remember this. Tennessee and Colorado played a game in 89 or 90.
1990, 36-36.
And there was more talent on that football field that game. I think that's back when there were ties. That was a great football game. But those were really good Colorado teams. I think Deion now will be able to slate a recruit at a level that's going to give them a chance over the next couple of years. I do think they're going to take their lumps for much of the rest of the season because they're playing some really good football teams. Right. The Pac-12, from the first team to the fifth or sixth team, is better than any conference in the football this year. Mm-hmm. And I think you're going to see that play out on the field the next few weeks. So they just don't have the horses to compete with some of the teams, especially when you look at the quarterbacks that Colorado's going to face the rest of the way.
Ohio versus everybody, CeeLo. That's what they're saying coming out of Ohio State now.
I really think that Coach Prime, talking about Coach Prime and USC, I think they'll have a lot more options offensively against the USC defense. I watched them against Arizona State. They are not good defensively.
Yeah.
No, they're not, and they haven't been. That's sort of been their Achilles Brent now for a couple of years, is they haven't been able to stop people on defense, and then they have those one or two games where it's really noticeable. So that's people say, well, who do you think of the Pac-12? I don't know, because I think that's going to be a little bit like the SEC West, is the quarterbacks in that league are so good that they're probably going to beat up on each other. But the way Washington and Oregon are playing right now, and the way those two quarterbacks are playing, Michael Penix at Washington and Oregon, and this is the thing that drives me crazy about the Pac-12 and has for a decade. I don't get why Kyle Whittingham doesn't get more love at what he's done at Utah. All they've done is win the Pac-12 each of the last 2 years. Okay, you would never know that. It's like everybody else in that league, but what he's done, and they're playing right now. They've played without most of the year without 6, 7, 8 starters, and their quarterback. Their quarterback hasn't played a game for them yet.
No, they beat UCLA with one offensive touchdown.
Right. So he's coming back. They're going to get healthy. They got other guys coming back. So what I'm saying, don't forget about the Utes in the Pac-12 race this year, because they are perennially tougher and play better defense when they have to, key stops on third down. That's sort of been what Whittingham's MO the whole time he's been out there. So as this thing plays out, and I do think it's sort of ironic that in the last year of the Pac-12, we're finally talking about the Pac-12 and what they're doing on the field, that a team that's won the last 2 championships is sort of the team that's not getting talked about.
Yep. I mean, we've been saying since the offseason, y'all need to watch Michael Penix Jr. at Washington. I mean, it is phenomenal. So much fun to watch those Pac-12 quarterbacks. Yep. And
once upon a time, Michael Penix was committed to him.
Go ahead and tell him.
Tell him, Slay, you're alma mater.
No, man, this ain't the time to look back at things like that. We got to keep pressing forward. We got the Gamecocks, man. Where's Cocky at?
Man, I love that lefty delivery, and when he throws, like he throws maybe the best long ball in the country in terms of being accurate with it, but he does that like bow and arrow thing where he shoots the arrow. It's so cool. I love that guy. Thanks, CeeLo. Appreciate you.
Okay, guys. Take care.
Just dropping Chris Lowe things. At CeeLo at ESPN.
And IU has not been the same either, by the way. They gave their coach that big deal, and then he left. And they're terrible now.
He gone. Yeah, so what is coming up next? Let's take a look at the Dolphins throttling Denver and some of the numbers that went along with that. Also, Sean Payton. Last year's Dolphins coaching job was the worst in the history of the league. Really? I love it. We'll be right back. Get save big right now at Buddy Allen Carpet One Floor and Home. All types of flooring from carpet to waterproof and tile are on sale up to 50% with available 18 months interest-free financing. And with their price match guarantee, they will not be undersold. Buddy Allen Carpet One Floor and Home is your local source for the best price on all types of flooring. Stop by the Buddy Allen store in Donaldson for more details and to see their fantastic selection of flooring. 2405 Lebanon Pike in Donaldson, 615-883-3289. BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
What's happening, y'all? Y'all thought you escaped the heat, didn't you? Nope, it's not escaping you yet. Don't let the AC escape your home. You can control that with SpringHillAC.com. Let them come in and make sure everything as far as your HVAC unit and things of that nature all working properly. And we got family over there, Babsy, so why not let them come?
Yeah, they are family. Family O&O, owned and operated company from Kevin, who opened the doors back in 2011 while raising his family. Well, now the whole family works for the company and works for you. That is what they do. They deliver all the services that maybe those bigger corporate guys offer you, but they do it with the delivery and friendliness of family. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling responds promptly to your issues. And that is one thing that is really important when you have air conditioning issues or heating issues or whatever. You want it fixed and you want it fixed fast. And Spring Hill Heating and Cooling can do that for you.
Proud to be a York Certified Comfort Expert company, always backed by 10-year parts and labor warranty on York products. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com.
Call them.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Dolphins throttle Denver 70-20. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Executive producer of 3HL is Joe Hunt.
Sup?
Tua in the first half. I mean, there's so many numbers out of this game. 70 freaking points.
How does that even happen in the NFL?
As someone wrote us earlier on the chat, the F&M Bank chat, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
You can watch the show there. That the Dolphins scored almost as many points as the Titans had total yards.
Okay.
70 points, 94 total yards. Tua in the first half, 16 of 16. 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. For the game, 23 of 26, 309, 4 touchdowns. All right, here we go with the numbers.
That was a lot right there.
I mean, that's just – I mean, I could go through the individual numbers, but, I mean, 2 is okay. You can look at the box score, anybody with a phone. But, yes, the Dolphins had 726 yards of total offense, second most in NFL history. First team in NFL history to score 70 and gain at least 700 total yards in the same game. Second most points through 3 games in NFL history for the Dolphins. They are the second team in NFL history with 300 rush yards and 300 pass yards in the game. First team to have 5 rushing touchdowns and 5 passing touchdowns in the same game. Remember when Sean Payton said this about his Bronco coaching predecessor, Nathaniel Hackett? Quote, that was one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL, end quote. I'm here for comments like that, but I'm also here for it coming right back at you.
Yeah, it's here.
And then he gets asked about it in the press conference, not about that quote, but about giving up 70 points, and it's an NFL record. He's like, is there a question in there? And like, just totally cut the guy off. I'm like, look, man. Like,
Hey,
you can't
your
have it
team
both
did
ways.
that. Suck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
can't
don't
have it
talk
both
like
ways.
this. It's part of it. It's part of it. You talk like this to begin with.
Man, I remember when the talk around the league, like people would talk about this around the league, like that Tua can't push the ball down the field.
He's like, hold on.
Then Mike Daniel shows up.
Hold my beer.
Mike Daniel shows up. And what I've heard about that guy is that he is a genius.
Yeah.
Not just like, hey, man, that guy's really smart. Like, he's an offensive mind. Whatever. Genius.
Yeah.
70.
Then you know what? Watching that, what irritates you more is all watching Miami. And, of course, you know what they got. Speed kills. But that's all we heard leading into our offseason. We're going to get speed. We're going to get speed with the Titans.
Well, and then the whole narrative
speed,
kind
yeah.
of changed.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Like
And it was like, no, we
not that type of
not
speed.
that kind of speed.
Not the speed you're thinking. But
We're going to think faster. We're going to shorten up our play call so that
That's
we're
exactly.
speed and getting to the ball and snapping it.
Yeah. I will say, man, I was watching with one of my reps, man, Bully. And he said, man, during the game, he was like, dog, how can each secondary we play be in the pocket of our receivers every single game?
Every single game.
Like, I mean, like these
In
guys
the
look
pocket.
these guys look like all pros. Like, it is no separation. 0. So
Unless you get some kind of weird crossing route where Tannehill's rolling to his right and
Yep.
just misses a wide open guy. To Don's point earlier.
so you're not gonna get faster.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can't add shiftiness in a guy like Kyle Phillips when he comes back. Can he help?
I forgot about him again.
Can he help?
I completely forgot about him.
He's not
again.
crazy coming
forget every
back.
year.
I don't even want it.
Is he on the
It's supposed
show
to be
this
4
week,
weeks.
Babs?
It's supposed to be 4.
No, I'm done with him.
Nicholas Petit-Frere's coming back,
dead
too.
to me.
He's actually in the building now.
Then.
MPF's back in the building.
Scratch him off then.
By the way, I was watching a Dolphins game a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about how Tyreek Hill, A-Chain, Waddle, and Mostert argue over – because they all have, like, elite 100-yard times, like official times, and they argue about who's fastest.
Dude, all of them. That's.
Can we add that to the Pro Bowl? A 4x4 relay? Just let them run around a track to see who the fastest team in the NFL is.
You know what's funny about
That would be fun.
They used to do that.
You know what's funny about that little question I just posed about them is that isn't Mostert like 31 years old?
He's 30, yeah. Yep.
Maybe 30.
I mean, that's
yeah.
old.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, no, 31.
31, yeah.
31 years old.
Dude.
But he said about that, he said, look, I didn't hardly play for 5 years. So, like, I'm like 26.
His body is not that. Yeah.
I mean, go get you some, man. A couple other NFL notes. 49ers have won 13 regular season games in a row now. Texans.
How about Brock Purdy?
Another guy can't push the ball down the field, but he wins.
I mean, can we talk about that dude? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he looked good.
Like, nobody recruited him. Iowa State finds him early and offers him early, which is what Matt Campbell does. He finds guys like that early, offers them before anybody finds them.
Yeah.
And then keeps them
like,
once
stay
people.
with me.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then keeps them once people get on them.
Yeah.
You know?
I showed you loyalty before everybody else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched that guy. Like, I was a Brock Purdy fan, right? I came back after that game and was like, hey, Brees Hall, watch out. And then Brock Purdy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But never did I think he'd have this success that he's had.
It's crazy. They're so good, too. I mean, freaking Debo, man.
Like, animal.
George
McCaffrey
Kittle.
help.
George Kittle.
Like,
McCaffrey. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean,
there's some guys out there.
that helps.
There's some dudes. Texas throttled the Jags in Jacksonville 37-17. They're both 1-2.
Were you surprised about that, too?
Everybody on the betting shows that morning were talking about take the Texans plus the 5.
What's up with the Jags?
Just jagging.
They're 1-2, same as the Titans.
Careful.
Just out there jagging.
Let's see. Rookie quarterback. C.J. Stroud for the Texans was awesome. 20 of 30, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Stroud is the first quarterback in NFL history to have at least 900 yards passing, 4 passing touchdowns, and no interceptions in his first 3 games.
I wonder what Will Levis would look like. Davenport. Get out of here with that.
Just twisting us. All right, when we come back, you'll hear from the head coach, Mike Vrabel. Post-game presser yesterday, also the press conference today. We've got some audio for you from Mike Vrabel, and we'll talk a lot about the Titans in the 5 o'clock hour. Mike Keith, voice of the Titans, will join us at 5:20. All that coming up. We'll be right back.
You need a new closet? You want one of those beautiful show-stopping closets where everything's organized and it makes your brain feel good because you can walk in there and there is harmony and organization. Maybe that's just me. But if you do want a beautiful closet, Artisan Custom Closets is who you need to call. You can say goodbye to clutter and get a free in-home consultation with them today. Local company, everything is manufactured in the USA, right out of Marietta, Georgia, and then right here in Nashville, Tennessee. So this is how it works. You can meet with one of their design consultants. You get your own, and they personalize your space to fit your needs. So whether that's a closet, a pantry, do you have those old annoying wire racks? Get rid of them and let Artisan Custom Closets help you. Garages, home offices, laundry rooms, mud rooms, bedrooms. They have Murphy bed options, playrooms. They can organize that for you. They're amazing. And your design consultant will come in, lay out 3D plans so you can see all of your options and your cost. And then Artisan Custom Closets makes it easy for you. Installation in as little as 1 day. And I'm making it even easy for you by giving you 10% off. If you're a Zone listener, call them 615-800-2199. 10% off if you tell them Dawn sent you. 615-800-2199. That's artisancustomclosets.com.
Good evening from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Honk. Just a couple hours ago, the Titans announced that they had brought back an old safety. I mean, he's not old, but he's an old Titan. Dan Cruikshank is officially back on the team. They signed him to the practice squad. He was drafted by the Titans in 2018. He played all the way up to 2021, and he is back with the team tonight. We do not know the status of Joe Burrow for the game tonight between the Bengals, but we will see about if he's even available, not just this week, but potentially even next week going forward. They should be announcing those before 3HL goes off the air. Don't forget, you can listen to the Rams and the Bengals tonight immediately following the Mike Vrabel Show. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. 5 o'clock hour is here. We're going to talk a lot about the Titans as they fall, obviously, 27-3 to the Browns. Listen, it's move on Monday.
Oh, no, we ain't moving on yet.
No, after today.
On Monday.
Yeah.
After.
Let it go.
It's going to be tough.
Ario on YouTube. All due respect, Babs is looking hot today.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
So when I read that to her during the break, she went into this dance. That was really hoping that we had already switched.
Hot.
Well,
I mean, wind flowing.
Well, it looks like you've had. You know how like they do these photo shoots where they use a fan to blow through her hair or whatever. It's kind of what it.
Not like that, Babs. Like, you on TikTok now. Like,
every time she dances, people come back with, "You look like Elaine in Seinfeld."
No. I know. Did I just ruin your Babs looks hot? I tend to do that often. Trust me. I remember. Okay, so this is really funny. I remember when I first started working for ESPN. It was when I first got hired. So my first year. So that was what, 11 years ago?
Yeah. You were 15.
Yes. So there's an article comes out like ESPN's newest reporter, whatever, you know.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Hot blonde, this and that, whatever. Oh, no, I wasn't going to talk about that.
Oh.
I think it was Outkick.
I was going to say I think it was Clay.
I think it was Outkick.
Yeah.
But yeah. There was a little part in there about my married name at that time. But anyway, so
I wasn't talking about that.
Oh, were you talking about the bikini pictures?
Yes.
Okay. So it's like, it's like, oh, ESPN's new hot reporter or whatever. And then it's like bikini pictures. And it's me jumping like I'm like a 7-year-old.
Yeah, you were acting like a dude.
Legs
like
up.
there is, legs up like this. Yeah. I don't know. You can't see it.
You
but
can on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Yes, there.
There's absolutely nothing sexy about any of it. Like any of the pictures that are included in the article. There's nothing sexy. There's nothing hot about them. I'm like, like, can you just use a picture where I maybe do look sexy or something?
Yeah, let's
I look like I'm 8 years old, like jumping up on the beach because I'm so excited.
You did look excited. Yeah, it was like you got to the beach and you're like, I'd never seen it before.
So my So my best friend's husband, of course, like texts the article and is like, "This is so funny. This might be the least sexiest bikini pictures anybody has ever posted in an article." I'm like, God, I just don't have it. I don't have it. Sometimes you don't have it, and that's okay.
Now you've got everybody diving into the internet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could probably. I bet it's still there. It lives forever, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dawn's previous husband was Johan Koch, who's a great dude, and his last name is spelled K-O-K. So
K-O-K, yes.
That's what Clay was having fun with.
Yes.
If it were not pronounced Coke and you were on television, it would,
Yeah, I had that in my head. I just wasn't going to say it.
Yep. No, that's exactly.
Viral.
I mean,
Viral.
yeah, you're talking about Clay Travis. I mean, let's be honest.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Clay's laughing right now.
But the reason that my hair is done and have makeup on today is
and
because
earrings too.
Earrings, yeah. Like, I mean, I look like a woman today. Anyway, I shot a.
Yeah.
She looks like a woman, y'all.
I shot a
She showered.
commercial for Pello Windows and Doors of Nashville this morning.
Oh.
So had to try and do something with myself bright and early this morning. Baby Babs was all about it.
So don't get ready for seeing this on 2 days in a row. Tuesday, back to normal dawn.
Yeah, it'll be a bun with no makeup on, I'm sure.
What's funny is like when we found out we were going to do Zone TV, like your reaction was, "Oh man, I got to get like
Oh, I was so pissed.
dolled up every day."
I was pissed.
Well, that didn't take.
It did in the beginning, and
It
then I
did?
was like, screw it.
Yeah, you look fine either way, Babsy. We tell you that all the
I
time.
love you, Babsy.
We do.
Survive in advance.
Yep, we're going to hear from the head coach in just a second. First, she is Dawn Davenport.
Hi.
What up, Babsy?
She took a shower today.
That's Bunk. That's
Shower
Bunk.
today. Let's
Twitch,
go.
please. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
Let's go. We got a lot to dive
You
into.
want to hear from the head coach in a second?
I mean, does he say anything?
We'll find out.
We're garbage.
Yeah, before we do that, Ron Slay's over there.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Who was first? Was Hunt first?
I'm in the
It was
building.
close.
I'm in the
That
building.
was tight.
It was so close, I don't know who was first.
I don't either. Because I can't really hear it if it's really me or the old me.
Dawn's husband's texting us. No telling.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. How about the Arizona Cardinals getting their first win with Josh Dobbs at quarterback for Dallas against Dallas, 28-16. Dobbs was 17 of 21 against one of the best defenses in the NFL, obviously. 17 of 21, 189 yards, a touchdown, 6 carries, 55 yards. Cardinals get their first win. Dallas gets their first loss. Dak said, "Y'all put us on top of the world. I'm sure the media got what they wanted," end quote.
Yeah.
Is that defense really that different without Trevon Diggs?
It seemed to be.
Is that true, though? Like, is that what the media
Apparently.
wanted
Oh,
for them to fall?
Cowboys can literally do anything and they're on top of the world.
Hell yeah, that's what the media wanted. Like, what? That's the story that continues to live.
I know Screaming A. Smith wanted it.
Man,
That's
what?
for sure.
The Dallas Cowboys loss is always the gift that keeps on giving. Because of the build-up. It's America's team.
It's America's thing. Micah said, we played down to our competition.
Who's that? Michael Parsons?
Michael Parsons.
I'll
Wow.
listen to him.
Is that a disrespectful quote, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah,
But you're,
I mean, you are. You're down. You're not my competition.
It's true.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem with it. That it's true.
Right.
Like, we just allowed this to happen. Y'all didn't beat us.
Like,
we just
yeah.
allowed this to happen.
No, y'all beat us, but like y'all really ain't as good as us. Like, I mean,
We'll see how it plays out over 17 games.
Yeah, we catch y'all again.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillAC.com. The F&M Bake Chat is open. YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch,
You
please.
can watch the show live there. Nashville SC teaming up with 104.5 The Zone to kick childhood cancer, a campaign benefiting the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital in September. Join the NSC Kick Club by contributing $10 a month or a one-time gift of $120 simply by texting Kick Cancer. And here's the number. Go ahead and check in. Here's the number. You ready? 615-488-4401. 488-4401. Text Kick Cancer or visit 1045thezone.com. The head coach, Mike Vrabel. Hunk, let's do post-game yesterday and then move to the more recent.
What'd he say?
Cut number 4, Hunk. Mike Vrabel, head coach of the Titans, talking about what went wrong.
I just weren't able to get into the drive. You know what I mean? We didn't pressure us. And, a lot of guys were on the line of scrimmage and, felt like we wanted to try to get into the line of scrimmage and get downhill. Wanted to try to, protect and throw some shots, but you got to be able to hold up. Just weren't able to get in any kind of rhythm, especially, in a road environment, a fantastic environment, much like we talked about in New Orleans. Too many third and long opportunities, and then when we did have a drive and got down there, didn't take advantage of, when we got the turnover, weren't able to take advantage of the turnover. And then when we got the end of half where we could have done something and got the ball in the second half, it just, it's frustrating all the way around, but we'll come back.
It is a little
That
frustrating.
was so nonchalant.
Got wash it away,
Like,
Mavs.
Yeah, like Babs, we'll get over it. Like, what you want me to tell you? You're like, hey, we sucked. We're gonna fix it. Get back to our home base.
Look at yours. He looks shocked.
John, do you want them to use 3 tight ends to try to block Myles Garrett? They used 2.
How about this? How about some 3-step drop, launch it down the sideline throws, like fade routes anywhere on the field?
Slants.
Like Slay at Pearl-Cohn.
Yeah. Go to work.
3-step
Coach
drop.
Mack, Coach Mack say win the red line. I'm going to win the red line. I'm red line all day.
Is that your nickname, Red Line?
Hey, you feel me?
I'm super disappointed in Vrabel.
You wanted more?
Yeah.
Give me some more. Here's a little more from Mike Vrabel. He said they have to keep fighting to fix things.
And what resonates is that we're going to compete, just like we have for a lot of years. And this isn't like some kind of motivational speech. This is just what happens in this league. And we're going to have to come back. We'll have to have a great week of practice, figure out who we have available, and get back to work and figure out a way to win a game at home. Point out the things that we need to work on, get them fixed right away, and keep going. It's a long season, but we're focusing on this week.
We're 3 games in, and he just went resume to move past this game. Like, we've done this for a lot of games. Like,
whoa.
That little thing is kind of
Dude,
noticeable.
if I'm Titans fan, I'm hitting the panic button on that Vrabel.
That Vrabel?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's contrast Vrabel from yesterday to today. We'll do that at 5:45. When we come back, Mike Keith, voice of the Titans, he'll calm everybody down. I have a feeling. We'll do that next. RHL 1045 The Zone.
All right, I was just talking to you about the commercial that we were doing this morning for Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. And so I got to sit and gaze out of my beautiful new windows that Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville put in. And they are amazing, and the company is even more amazing. So there's this 2022 survey of leading window brands among homeowners that is going around. And based on that survey, Pella, the leading window brand in Nashville, rated #1 by Nashville homeowners as the window brand that stands behind their products for highest quality, and a window brand that pays attention to detail. And I can agree and attest to all of that because I sat there and watched them install my windows. I saw all the detail they put into it. I saw how quick and perfect the installation was. And now I get to enjoy my windows, which made my air bill go down in the summer too. If you tell them Dawn told you to call, or go visit them at PellaNashville.com. They've got a deal going on now through September 30th. You got 5 days, $250 per qualifying window instant rebate, $500 instant rebate per qualifying door. Go check them out. They're awesome. You'd be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows are. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville at PellaNashville.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay with you on a Monday afternoon in the Music City. Hope you're having a great day. Appreciate you being with us. Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, joins us now. Titans obviously fall in Cleveland 27-3. Mike, how hard is this one to just kind of wash away and move on?
I think it's hard. I really do. I think you can't ignore, 94 yards. I mean, you can't ignore, being in the box that you were in during the course of this game and just having a team really suffocate you from the outset and do it for all 4 quarters. At the same time, professionally, you've got to figure out a way to not let this go out of your mind and yet get over it enough that you get down to the business of getting better on the practice field and getting ready. I've often said, to me, the biggest difference in the pro game and the college game is handling losing. Because if you are really good in the college game, you're not going to lose very much. And so you can get over 1 or 2 losses a year or whatever. In this league, if you lose 5 or 6 times a year, you've had a good year. And yet those 5, imagine Nick Saban after 5 or 6 losses, right? And I think that was part of it for him, that when he was in the NFL, it's hard to handle. The teams that can handle it are the teams that can improve and can come back. And that's what the Titans are going to have to do this week. They're going to get pounded in every circle. They know it. But the bottom line is they've got to get through it, ignore the outside noise, and just be as good for business as they can be this week.
Let's start with the run game. Titans, 15 carries, 26 yards. That's 1.7 yards per carry. Derrick Henry, 11 carries, 20 yards. Fewest yards rushing for the Kings since December 17th, 2017. I think that was 80 games ago. What was going on up front there? Just crowded box and couldn't loosen them up?
That's it. And just getting whipped up front at different points too. I mean, there were in many cases there were too many men to block. There weren't enough blockers for guys up front. We couldn't run them out of there. And that's what you try to do in those situations. You try to take advantage and run them out of there. That's why Derrick Henry only had 4 carries in the first half and the Titans only had 5, because they're saying, okay, if you're going to do this, we're a professional football team. We should be able to throw the ball effectively. And they should have been able to. And yet, not enough protection, didn't get rid of the ball fast enough, didn't get open fast enough, whatever the case was. And it was some of all of it. But you've got to win. That's what it comes down to, is you've got to find ways to win in those situations. And the Titans did not win enough to give themselves those shots. And that's part of this deal. And that's what part of this week is going to be. It's going to be not only questions about, hey, can this group play better? Or, hey, can this offense play better? Or this defense play better? Whatever. It's also going to be, questions about, hey, number whatever, can you beat your guy? Whatever that job is, can you win? And, I think that's something that I've already heard Ramon Foster say that is dead on, is this week is going to be about the Titans and going to be about the players themselves figuring out, how do we just somehow, some way pull through this thing and get on to the next one at 2-2. That's the whole goal.
Mike, how much of this do you chalk up to, when you're talking sports, man, a lot of it sometimes comes with the perfect storm. And you get a guy in Deshaun Watson who's been struggling, trying to find his footing, and you finally see a familiar face, and you're like, oh, I remember playing the Titans. You know what I'm saying? How much of that was it also?
Well, I think maybe seeing DeAndre Hopkins, he had a flashback because he would throw to DeAndre Hopkins against us and just torture us.
Right.
Yeah, that looked like the guy we had seen back in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, I have seen several of his games when he has played for Cleveland since the suspension passed.
Yeah.
And I haven't recognized that guy.
Right.
I haven't. Who he's been and what he's been doing, I have no idea who that is.
Mm-hmm.
And this yesterday looked like him again, making plays. Even when the Titans had good defense, even when the Titans were in situations where they had a chance to sack him. By getting away, the receiver would be able to suddenly uncover and he would find him down the field. I mean, it's just what he does. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's a guy who has unbelievable play strength.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see him on TV and you think, oh, this guy's, 5'11", 200 pounds or something. He's 6'3", 225.
Yeah.
And you don't remember that. You don't remember just how thick and how strong he is. His legs are really, really strong, and that makes it very difficult to tackle it. The other thing he did well, too, is he threw very catchable balls. I mean, he looked on balance. He was much more accurate than he had been, and that's been a huge problem for him mechanically. So a lot of things came together. We'll see if it continues, but it was deja vu as if he was playing the Titans in 2018, 19, and 20.
Another deja vu. Mo was hit also with Myles Garrett as well.
Oh my goodness!
I mean,
it was nice of them to give the Titans offensive tackle Dillard some advice on how to play better. That was nice.
Yeah, 7.5 sacks against us in 4 games now. I mean, we haven't blocked him a lot in the 4 games. We didn't block him very much yesterday. And the other thing too is I was looking back at one of the sacks yesterday, and Dillard blocked him by the quarterback. And what happens? Zadarius Smith is about to hit Tannehill, and so he takes one step up right into Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And, that's what their attack has that's so impressive. I mean, Zadarius Smith doesn't get the sack. Myles Garrett does. Myles Garrett was blocked on the play long enough that you would feel like, okay, we can win this. Yeah. And yet he's not, because they have pressure coming from everywhere. I'm telling you, that defense is spectacular.
Yeah.
And when you consider how good Jim Schwartz is and you consider what their personnel is, it is really, really impressive.
One positive element, obviously, is the Titans' run defense continues to put up amazing stats. Jerome Ford, their primary running back yesterday, 10 carries, 18 yards. They haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher since Saquon Barkley in the opener last year, and they've only allowed one team over 100 yards in that same span. So they are getting after it in terms of the run game, but that does open up things in the pass game.
It does, and they're going to see a good back this week and they're all good. Listen, if you're in the NFL, you're good. I'm not meaning to demean them, but they haven't seen each of the first 3 opponents top back.
Yeah.
They're going to see one Sunday in Joe Mixon, and he's the real deal. And he's a good receiver, and he's physical. And so it's going to be more of a challenge than some of the backs they have taken on so far in terms of not only explosiveness, but also versatility. So, and some of the run game too, I think, is teams don't really stick with it because they choose to throw.
Yeah.
They just say, we're just going to throw and just going to take our chances with that. And so I think in some ways they get in a real groove in the passing game because they know they're going to be committed to it. And so teams get in a rhythm because they game plan knowing that's what they're going to go towards. And that's a big deal. Just like the Titans game plan to run Derrick Henry, and when that goes away, as it did in the first half, then you're on to something in terms of the drop back game that's not what you want to do consistently. Doesn't mean you don't want to throw. It just means you're being forced to throw a different way. And, that's kind of where the Titans are right now. And, defensively, they want to play better. They want to turn the ball over more. They could have had 4 more sacks.
Right.
And had they gotten Deshaun Watson in the first drive twice, they'd have been punting, after 1 first down.
Mm-hmm.
And they missed him. And so they go down and they get 3. I mean, the coulda, woulda, shouldas are still there in that ball game yesterday. Not sacking Deshaun Watson when there were chances in the first half was a big one. Not getting points at the end of the first half was a big one. And I think, too, in looking at it again, if Murphy Bunting had been able to pick up the fumble cleanly, I think he might score. Now, he made a great play,
right.
But, those are the woulda, coulda, shouldas that hurt you in a ball game like that maybe, just maybe, things turn a little bit if it's a 1-score game or if it's a tie game early.
Yeah, we talked about that play earlier, and I think we all agreed, like, while we were watching the play, while it was going on, you're thinking, man, get in the end zone. Because I just –
Because they needed it.
Yeah, and then it's 7-3.
It was obvious how hard it was going to be. I mean, and the Titans knew going in. And, that's the part of it, I think, that probably hurts the veteran players and the coaching staff the most. They knew what they were going into. I mean, it wasn't any huge shocker what they were going to see. It's not like, the Browns came out and ran the single wing or the wide tackle 6 on defense or something crazy. They did what you thought they would do. Their punter was who you thought he would be. Their kicker was who you thought he would. I mean, everything was right on brand, and yet you still couldn't match it. And that really, really hurts. Sometimes you have a really bad day and, just stink up the joint, turn the ball over 5 times. I think it's easier to turn the page on those games oftentimes than it is one like yesterday.
Yeah.
So you've been around this league a long time, this franchise a long time. I feel like a lot of Titans fans are on the panic button right now because of, obviously offensive line, which we've been here before. We were here last year. But even when Tannehill had moments and opportunities, he was off. And my take is, a lot of that probably has to do with the offensive line and maybe, the pressure of, okay, oh my gosh, I have somebody open, I have protection, I have to hit this ball, who knows. But to those fans that are all over the panic button, what would you say at this point in the season?
Well, you see a performance like that, you worry. I mean, that's quite natural because that's not what Vrabel teams have done. Even when they were losing 7 games down the stretch last year, playing guys who seemingly were off the street on Tuesday, because they had so many injuries, they were still really, really competitive. And, even in their bad games, they were competitive. Yesterday was an outlier. And I think you have to hope, if you're a Titans fan, it stays an outlier. And you look back on that and say, whatever, that was one game at the end of the year. And that's why I think this week is so important, because you don't want to let the Browns beat you twice. And if you have a hangover and you can't get over that defeat, then you've got to, then you're 1-3 on the way to Indianapolis. And you don't want to be that. What you want to be is you want to be walking out of that stadium, Nissan Stadium, on Sunday at 3:15. And you want to say, okay, we're 2-2. Here we go. Now we're going to Indy. Let's see what we got. We're still either tied for first or, a game out of first place, getting ready to play the first place team. Let's go see what we got. And this team, I said it on the show. I didn't think this team would be completely clicking on all cylinders offensively at the start anyway. They have a lot of new parts. They have a lot of new things they're trying to do. Just because they played better in the Chargers game didn't mean everything got solved. There's work to be done, but you've got to find a way to get a couple guys back and find a way to win a ball game. And that's going to be the mantra you're going to hear all week. You'll be tired of it on Friday. Hopefully on Sunday at 3:15, you'll say, okay, that's good. We'll take it.
Mike Keith, voice of the Titans. So are you going to consume the game tonight? Does that help you as a broadcaster to be able to watch the next opponent live on Monday Night Football?
With he playing, as they're reporting he is, with Burrow playing, yes. Yes, probably would have even if Browning had started. I wondered if they might not play Browning and see if Burrow could go on Sunday. The reports have been all over the road. I mean, there were reports from good radio people and good TV people and good newspaper people in Cincinnati that he might be going on IR. Yeah. And that obviously does not seem to be the case. So, I'm going to be watching, very interested in a lot of different things about this Bengals team. We're going to talk more about it next hour on the Mike Vrabel Show with Dan Horde, who's their play-by-play announcer. They've had a kind of a funky start as well. But, the point's been made to me today. Remember, there's only one team in the AFC that's undefeated. One team. And so you're saying, oh, well, okay. And listen, you lose the next one, though, you don't want to hear any of that.
Right.
I get it. But that's why, and you probably don't want to hear any of it right now. But it's where you have to get to if you're the Titans. This one won't feel better all week. Sometimes they feel better on Wednesday or Thursday for all of us. This one won't feel better all week.
Well, I think part of that is because the Bengals are coming to town, and there's
we haven't beaten them since Ken Anderson played for them, or so it feels.
Oh my Lord, yes.
They have kind of owned us a little bit in recent years. There's no doubt, and we got to find a way to beat them. I mean, it's what it comes down to. We got to find a way to beat them, and it promises to be a good crowd. Tickets were hot for this game from the jump. And so, the Titans fans are going to desperately need to be a part of this because, the team's going to need the help, especially in the early going. And hopefully they can get something going early in order to really get the crowd into it. The crowd was a major difference in the Chargers game, especially late. And the Titans will need for them to be again this Sunday.
Hey, Mike, how fun would it have been to call that Miami 70-point game?
I'd like to try that.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun. Yes.
Do they go to the backup broadcast team late
I know,
in that game?
Right? They put in the backup broadcast team in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Miami's got it going right now, but I don't think they're going 17-0. So.
No.
That's just me.
Well, they're underdogs this week, which is bizarre. At
Who
Buffalo.
they got?
At Buffalo.
Yeah, that's not a great matchup for them.
Yep.
That's not. But you go to Buffalo, a lot of odd things can happen there, and you're gonna. What you know from Buffalo, just like what Washington found out, you're gonna take some hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a team that hits people, not illegally. I'm talking about that is just like Cleveland. That is a hard-hitting football team.
They are. Mike Vrabel Show coming up at 6 o'clock, hosted by this guy, Mike Keith. And, Mike, on the way out, it's your story to tell. I'm not going to tell it, but do want you to know that we are thinking about you and your family and praying for you. And I know it's a prayerful community. And so if people want to send that out and lift Mike and his family up, please do.
Most definitely.
Well, you're nice to say that. We lost my dad last week, and it's been a tough go. This was my first football weekend ever without my dad. And so I didn't have a chance to commiserate with him on Monday as we would normally do about what had happened over the weekend. In some ways, I'm glad he didn't see that. Because he would have taken that one hard. He took them all personally, and was a guy who loved the game very much, played the game, loved the game, taught me the game, and I'm very thankful to have had a great dad for as long as I did, and I appreciate all of the wonderful sentiments that have been sent out from me and my family, and we're going to do what Coach Major used to say. We're just going to keep on keeping on. That's what we do.
Yep. That is.
I remember.
Thinking of you, VOTT.
Definitely.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you.
See you.
All right, Mike Keith, voice of the Titans. When we come back, more from Mike Vrabel, and there's a little bit of news regarding the Titans. That's next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Well, it seems like the Titans had their lights cut out, but it would have all turned back on if they had Cove Generator sitting on the sideline. Just saying, man, you got to take advantage of it because it's right here. They're going to make sure everything, Babsy, is always cutting on. It's not just cutting off. You got to have electricity.
That's right. And how about you getting a generator for your home? Cove Generators is your premier Generac home standby generator dealer. You can call them today for the free new 10-year warranty with the purchase of a Generac home standby generator. That is now through October 8th. So you got a little bit of a time. That's over $1,000 value only through October 8th. Call Cove Generators and get you that deal. Also, if you already have a generator, Cove Generators can perform maintenance on any brand of generator you own.
That's right. So hustle up. Hit them up. 931-559-3311. CoveGenerators.com's terms and conditions may apply. You got to call for details, though.
That's right. Stay connected through it all with Cove Generators.
What's happening, good people? The parlay is active and activated and everything else that you want with Superbook. Superbook Sports brings it to you. Go use the promo code SLAY. Get you $250 back and make you some money, win or lose. That's a guarantee. If you're a first bet bonus. If you're a first bet better, first time better. Don't even worry about that. Let's just get to the parlay because that's what we're here for. Now, I'm going to fill it out with you, people, because I'm feeling good. You should be feeling good. Let's get to it. NFL Monday Night Football is where we're going. Eagles at Buccaneers. You know who we taking? We're going to take the Bucs, man. I'm going to take the +5.5, see if Baker can make it happen. I think it's going to go over 44, though, so I'm going to go on and rally that in there. And Bengals with Joe Burrow playing, give me the -3, but I'm going under 45.5 as they play in Cincy. That right there gets you at +1183. I'm around robbing it because I want to make sure I get my money back. And that right there is it. So you got, let me run it back down for you because you might have missed it. Under 45.5 for the Bengals and Rams. I'm taking the Bengals -3. Over 44 for the Eagles and Buccaneers, even though it's going to be raining down there. It's supposed to be thunderstorms. Buccaneers +5.5. That right there is your parlay. +1183. Book it.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. East Coast swing. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Joe Hunt, producer.
What up?
Got a message from, remember Buddy, the Tennessee fan? R.I.P. Buddy.
Yeah. Bud.
Boy, he would have been griping about that Florida game.
Oh, God.
Think about you, buddy. His daughter, Miranda, reached out. She was like, when are y'all going to do a show in Smyrna or Murfreesboro? I was like, Thursday, as a matter of fact.
Well, we're at Smyrna.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Join 104.5 The Zone's 3HL. That's us. This Thursday at Buffalo Wild Wings in Smyrna for our next Titans football feast. Stop by for your chance to win Titans tickets and giveaways each hour thanks to Miller Lite and Buffalo Wild Wings. The Miller Lite Wash Away Toast will be at 4:45-ish. We had a special guest celebrity toaster Thursday.
I listened to that.
What did you think, Slay?
I approved. I even thought.
I approved.
I did.
You approved that message?
Yeah, I did. We even went back and watched it, and the replay was even better because
the beer chug.
How about that?
In my mind, I thought I could go faster.
No, I'm
than I could.
giving you props on the wash away toast.
Yeah, we haven't got to the beer chug yet.
Not on the chug.
We're gonna have to go work on that.
Well, she did chug it though. She did. She hadn't chugged a beer in a long time.
I saw it. Anytime you chug, you got to do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got real excited, like I could do it like I used to do it or something, and I couldn't.
So guess what? You got to start practicing with me.
Oh, every Thursday. Here we go.
That's like when you haven't run in a while and you're like, I'm going to go out here and run 3 miles. And like a
Right?
10th of a mile in, you're already walking.
And you
You're
think
like-
you can do it, but you can't.
I got this.
Yeah. Guess what? To your credit, though, that cup is bigger than it was last year.
Not this week.
Oh, it wasn't?
Nope.
It was
Back
a
to
regular
normal.
cup. Oh, my
Back
God.
to normal.
I'm trying to help you, Babs.
Yep. I appreciate that. Thanks, teammate.
You can see the full schedule by
disappointing.
visiting 1045thezone.com/TFF. But yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings Thursday and Smyrna and Friday back at Scoreboard, the original location at Music Valley Drive near Opryland.
And then the following Wednesday, MTSU plays at home.
Yep.
And we will be live there as well.
Okay.
Wow, you got that done in like 10 minutes.
Yes, I did.
We literally talked about that in the last break on the Lanai.
Actually, our girl Becky got it done a
Yeah.
long time ago, I think. But
Oh, she already had it done.
yep, she's on it. So I'm
All
super
right,
excited.
Becky.
We're gonna our whole fam's gonna go to that game on Wednesday night. I put in the request to work that game because it is on ESPNU, and they are not putting a reporter on it. Y'all
don't worry about
missing
it,
out.
Babs.
That's all right. I'll just go and drink beer and have fun.
We'll practice on. Oh, we can bring a funnel.
Oh, did you hear that?
I did hear that.
I
That's what I
guarantee
said.
you one of
Dawn,
these, there's
I
a
heard you
funnel
say-
coming at one of these.
I heard you
Dawn,
say
the
something
entire
about a
state of
funnel.
Tennessee heard that.
Yeah,
I think it's,
I said, oh, Babs wants a funnel. Okay.
It's the next Clarksville Buffalo Wild Wings.
we can make
show,
it happen.
which
Dang,
is
I better
November
practice.
30th.
yeah.
That funnel
That's
can get a little
Thanksgiving week.
tricky.
Funnel can get tricky.
Yeah, it can burn your throat.
Oh, it can do that.
So
Oh.
we're going to have her funnel beside your taking the wash away toast.
No, I want to do the funnel too. I'm gonna bring two.
Well, this thing's evolving.
Oh boy.
I'll be okay. I'll just sit here.
So,
Watch it.
Brent,
I'll
hold a
I'll
mic.
video
I'll
it.
hold a mic.
Yeah.
There we go.
Y'all knock it out.
How are we going to wash away this offensive line play? I feel like it's oof.
It's gonna be tough. We saw this coming, man. Dillard and his technique, he really doesn't have a problem.
Ramon's
blocking.
been talking about it
Yes,
for months.
yes, he ain't got a problem blocking. It's his technique. Like he has a catch style, and he gives ground. So when he does have him block,
He has said that since
everybody
training
understands,
camp.
and then
Yep.
they just bull rush you back.
Yep.
But
Gotta hold
here's
your
my
ground,
other
man.
thing. The Titans knew that was his style when they signed him for that contract.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple of things to do real quick.
Okay.
From Tim Wyatt, Keith Bullock
Bully
is the legend of the game for Sunday's Titans-Bengals game.
Hey, going
Congrats,
down
boys.
the bully.
Mr. Monday Night.
And can you play one cut while you're playing music?
I got you.
All right, Mike Vrabel talking about, we can really only play one of these. An update on Nicholas Petit-Frere being back in the building.
He is in the building, yep. And he's allowed to meet. He's allowed to work out. He's allowed to condition, train by himself, but he can be in meetings, and he can't be at practice or attend games.
Can't attend games.
There's an update. He can't even go to the game?
Yeah, like what?
Huh.
can't tell me. Like, I mean, y'all can tell me I can't, but I can go.
I mean, there's 67,000 people in there.
Like, who's watching?
I mean, he could show up to Smyrna and win tickets.
Are they watching him?
All right, we need to get. Are they watching him? All right, Mike Vrabel Show coming up next. Appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate the participation. Back at it tomorrow. Love y'all. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be y'all.
3HL After Party as well as Chris Lowe. Brought to you by Lincoln 180.